no internet right now. Maine has no internet right now because of a hurricane that is nowhere near Maine. So. How does it affect our internet? I don't know. Big storm causes internet to crash. Yet big storm is what, 10 or 12 states on the other side of the country from us. Knocked out the internet grid, and somehow our internet up here in Maine is out because the internet in Carolina is out. I don't get it. Same thing happened about a week ago. On the west coast, we're on the east coast. It was bizarre. Same internet company too. The internet went down in California, and then it went down in New York, and then it went down in Florida. And then all the states around California, and all the states around New York, and all the states around Florida progressively spread outward over the next 4 hours. Internet went down. And more than 70% of the entire country had no internet for about 12 hours. That happened a week or so ago. And now it's happening again, this time on the East Coast, so this time we're affected. Well, New York's kind of on the East Coast. Yeah, we're pretty close to New York. It's bizarre. New York is like over here, but then it has this little thing that goes around down on the bottom and swings around and goes out into the ocean. And there's New York City over there, beside us. Nowhere near the rest of New York, which is up here. New York State shaped strangely. You know what? I don't know where we are in the game or if people have clothes on. I'm not going to turn the game on. I'm going to check mods. That's what I'm going to do. I just think it's fun. Last time I had the game on, nobody had clothes on. Because why not? I haven't been streaming since what? We did one stream in July? No streams in June, I think 3 streams in May. I'm still sick, so streams aren't back yet, but I took some Excedrin, and so right now, I'm sitting upright. The thing is, I'm hurting so much I can't lay down, so usually I'm hurting so much I can't sit up. Hip issue, back issue, abdomen issue, several issues. Right now, where all the hurts are, the irritation is more when I lay down. So, I'm sitting up right now. What was I doing? Oh yes, we gotta check mods. Where are the mods? I wasn't prepared to do any type of anything. I was in bed. It is, what time is it? I don't even know what time it is. 3:16 a.m. Okay, 3:16 a.m. The 5th of August. Who knows when you'll see this, because I'm pre-recording it. We don't have internet right now, so it could be a few days before I get around to uploading it. Usually I have all this stuff already up, but my computer wasn't on because I haven't been able to get up and do anything with the computer. I'm trying to remember when was the last time I did anything with the game. It was 3 or 4 weeks ago, wasn't it? Yeah, it was 3 or 4 weeks ago. Mods, there we are. show mods on. Alright. I thought it was. Let's fix that. Can't have that undone. Should we leave that? Where's the mod we normally have for Siri? Is that in here? I don't know. What did I name it? Oh no, we're not using the regular one anymore, right? We changed. What did I name that one? We were using the Laura Doran mod, right? Where are we in the game? We had a one of my mods keeps contacting me. There it is. Okay, it is on. Keeps contacting me. Says the same thing every time. When are you gonna stream again? Avallach's gonna think you forgot him. No, Avallach's having a grand time. He's not been forgotten. You just let him run those with serious. That's what's going on. Just because I don't stream doesn't mean the game isn't still continuing to play. When I get all those screenshots of Siri and Avallach together, I do that when I'm not streaming. So when I have a stretch of time where I'm not going to be streaming for a long time, that's what I'll do. I have save files for all the sex quests, so we go to each one of them and get all those screenshots. Is that all of them gone now? I'm sure what's in there to take off. Let's turn the game on and find out. I completely cannot remember where we are, but I'm pretty sure I didn't set it back to wherever it was we left off in the last episode, meaning we're probably at some brothel somewhere. Did I leave off in the last episode? We were in Skilliga. We were at Care Trolda. That's right. We were unloading stuff at merchants in Care Trolda. And we broke Care Trolda. I forgot about that. Oh, you're gonna do that? That's right. I forgot because when I'm editing, what did that say? You're up to 470 something now, really? Okay. It was 450 something last time I updated. Reshade must be updated. Is the game gonna load and not crash? Is there any reason why it would crash? What have I done? I don't know. It's been so long. Oh, so if I did something to volume. What's going on with the audio? Is it? Right. What are you doing? Those are the same numbers we always have, right? I know when I've checked some of the VODs, the music is really quiet. Turn it up slightly, not much. Yeah, when I'm editing the mods, I need to have the mods open beside the game so that I can see everything is changing the mod, and then I open up the game, so I end up windowing the game. I forgot it's still windowed. So the last thing I did was mod edit it. Is it gameplay or video? It's video, right? It's video. Yes, windowed. Okay, we don't want windowed. We want full screen. That's right now. Yes. We had something. What was it going on the other day? You didn't see it? It was something when I was testing mods, and I remember it was something in the settings in the game. Yes, that's what we want. We also would like to know where we are. Load the game. Where are we? We're at the pass the floor. Okay, that answered that question. Now we're at the pass the floor. Let's skip past all of those. Controller, that's controller. Controller. That's not controller, that's crippled case. Okay. That's controller. Load this one down. There. So everything, all that long list of save files that you just saw, those were all Brussels save lists. That's what I was saying. That page on my website, people keep complaining about it. Which is hysterical, because the people who are complaining about it are also the people who requested I put the page up. Several thousand people. It's not a few people either. We're dealing with well over 100,000 people. Massive amount of people. These people who send me emails, that's one of the most requested things I had was pictures of nude Siri. We know you did a playthrough where you had Siri nude. I did a playthrough where we had Siri nude. It was the girls' playthrough. You have a problem. I can see you have a problem. Okay. I know we're going to encounter an issue with that, so let's save here. Close the game. I got another line I need to take off. Siri ain't the only one who's been running around naked. Should be moved up, shouldn't you? No. No. Maybe new file. Anyways, people kept requesting the girls' playthrough. We had Siri running around naked. We had Siri dressed the way she was in the novels. In the novels, when she was living with the elves, she had long hair. She wore a micro mini skirt that covered nothing. Avallach kept putting Laura Darren silver lace panties on Siri, so Siri kept taking them off because she liked running around naked. And I kept putting a blouse on her, and Siri kept taking it off and running around topless. All she would wear was this micro mini skirt that covered nothing, had no underwear under it, and that was it. So when we started testing out more friendly mods and playthroughs during the girls' playthrough was really short. It wasn't a completionist run. We just ran straight through the main stories. We didn't do any side quests or anything, so it was just the main quests. So it only took me like 2 weeks to go through it. It was really short. So if you did, it was only a few days. So if you didn't watch those few days, you missed it. So there wasn't much of either Gels or Siri naked. Because it was just testing out a whole bunch of mods, and we kept changing mods over and over again. But we had Siri running around topless during that point. And I made no VODs for that. There was no VODs for that. It wasn't so you couldn't watch it online anywhere. And people kept requesting, put pictures of it up. So I put pictures of it up. Yeah. Pictures of Siri naked. I find what I was looking for. Well, then they also knew that in the Avallach playthrough, because Siri was just a travel companion there, they also knew in the Avallach playthrough, I had done the sex quest. We didn't stream them though. I would stop the stream, end the stream, play through the sex quest, restart the stream, and keep on going. That's when somebody else made. I don't remember when it does. So they knew I had, because I never stopped the recording. It continues recording. I lost one of the mods. I know I had to take it off. It's not compatible, and I forgot to put it back on. It's not compatible with clamshell mods, so you have to have that one off in order to have the other one on. Did I rename it and forget what I renamed it? Which is totally possible. I do that. So anyways, I made this page on my website. I have several websites, but when I say my website, I mean my author homepage, heelcat.com. So I own over 200 websites. I know people are like, which website are you talking about? You got this website, that's it. When I say my website, I mean specifically the one about me, heelcat.com, my author homepage. Because the other one's a topic website, so it's a topic about this, a topic about that. This one, I am the topic, therefore, my website. It confuses people for some reason. It should be right here. It's not right here. I was trying to remember what is the name of it, because I don't even remember what the name of it is. We can't have the travel companions with us if I don't put this mod back on. Do I have a folder at the top? Temp removed and tested. Did I put you in here? are? I didn't even hear. Okay. That's why I couldn't find you. Are there gonna be more of them? I think there's one more. What was the name of it? What's the name of the ones in here? That's the problem with some mods will have multiple folders, and I'll forget. What are the multiple folders that this thing had? Yeah, the clamshell mod had another folder. I know it does. I don't know where you could get that mod anymore. Oh, people keep asking me. They're like, it was taken down. How do I find it? I don't know. It's a really old mod. It was made like in 2013. It was made before Witcher came out. It was made for Skyrim. It's an old Skyrim mod. Somebody converted it so it was compatible with Witcher. It's compatible. They did a conversion thing, and every very 3D style game that has a sex quest scene in it, they made it compatible for, so it's compatible for a lot of games now. But then it vanished from the internet. Nexus? The Skyrim version might still be on Nexus, I'm not sure. I know CD Projekt Red went through Nexus, the company that made the Witcher program, the Witcher game. They went through Nexus and they contacted Nexus and told them, you gotta delete these mods, this mod, this mod, this mod. These are not allowed. We don't want these on our game. And that was one of them. CD Projekt Red does not want anybody using the clamshell mod on their game. And so it got banned. It got banned by Nexus because CD Projekt Red said take it down. In the terms of service for making mods that CD Projekt Red made, it specifically says you cannot make sex mods. It says that. So, all of those mods, like Wild Nudity also, there's a reason Wild Nudity doesn't work anymore. A lot of people were really mad about that because that was a really popular mod. Where are you? Where'd you go? Okay, that's fixed. But I know there was 3. I know there was 3. And I only found 2. Did we fix your eyes? Your eyes are fixed now, right? Yes, your eyes are fixed. Yes, I found I had a mod on here, and it's really low down on the list. And it was changing his eyes, and I knew it was changing his eyes. But I had another mod that overrode it. And for some reason it wasn't acknowledging the load order. I think the last stream that I did, I had him walk up to something so you could see. I was like, what the hell did it do to his eyes? His eyes change color. His eyes should be very light blue. There they are, very light blue. And it was like a more green look, and it was like really dark greenish blue. And that's not how his eyes were described in the novels. We got his eyes looking like they were in the novels. Are you actually wearing your coat, or we just got the Geralt Doppler coat on you? You are actually wearing your coat. Okay. Also, Tomes has had a major update. I think
friends we show heart, foes we show our axe.
we have to switch you out. 'Cause I'm also thinking we don't have the clamshell mod fully removed, do we? We'll know if we don't. Sooner or later we'll be able to tell. What's that sound? Rascal's not behind me anymore, right? That must have been Rascal throwing books off the bookshelf. The ceiling in this room is really tall. It's like, is it 12 feet? It is, Rascal. There you are. You're about to come out of my head. I see you. What are you doing? Yes. You just missed. I've got a giant computer screen right here, big monitor for playing the games. I've got a little regular monitor over here, but I've got a big screen monitor here.
Do you believe human?
He just came down and just missed landing on it. He came out right behind it. Hi, Rask. What are you doing? You look like you're awake. You look like you heard me doing the game and you just came over, right? Is that what happened? It is, isn't it? That's what happened. Okay. Yeah.
Look at
He is overdue for his blood tests. He's supposed to go in and have lab work done. He's got, what's it called? Hyperthyroidism. He's a very old senior cat, and it's a common thing that old senior cats get. And he's supposed to go in and have blood tests because he has to have medication for it every day. And it's like, it's similar how like somebody with diabetes they have to test their blood constantly, and then they have to take, if they're taking insulin, they have to take this amount of insulin depending on this blood test, or that amount of insulin depending on that. It changes. How much medicine they take and how often they take it changes. My father has diabetes. I live with somebody who has diabetes, and I see this all the time. This is some, and so Rascal has to go through the same thing. He has to constantly be going into the doctor, and the vet. That's why he has so many vet appointments. Constantly goes in, has blood work, and then they change his medicine. And because of COVID-19, the vet office has been closed, and anything that is not emergency, they're not been doing. So he hasn't had his blood tests done. They shut down. What is that? That
Do you swear to
sound? One of those people back there is freezing funny. Let's walk away from that sound. It's going to annoy me. Anyways, I have extreme sensory issues with sounds. No, Avallach doesn't drink. Can I punch you for saying that? Is that possible? I can threaten you. Can't punch you. I want to punch you. No. Avallach is one of the few morally decent people in the Witcher franchise. That's difficult to say, considering he's not a very moral person to begin with. Did we finish selling stuff to you? I remember I was hurting so bad. I had to just stop. I couldn't play. I couldn't finish the game anymore. And I don't think we weren't done selling stuff to you, were we? And we had messed up what we were doing, didn't we? Oh, now we can see your eyes. Yes, your eyes are the right color. Couldn't see him in there. His hair's the right color too, except his hair is glitching out. I'll fix that sooner or later. It happens in the cutscenes, so hasn't bothered me yet. That's difficult to fix. He's got Geralt's voice still had a noise. Switch mode. We've changed topics so many times. Did I finally get the inventory fixed? I did, didn't I? That's nice. Merchant inventories was messing up. That was a combination of what? There was like 3 or 4 different mods I was using all at once, and they weren't compatible with each other. There was one mod I made, and like 4 mods other people had made, and they weren't fully compatible, and it was causing merchants to glitch out. It was driving me crazy. I couldn't remember if I fixed it or not. What are you doing up there? Hey! What are you doing? Yeah, you. Over there. The entire apartment, it's tiny. It's like, I think what you would call a flat in Europe. Is that what they call these? I don't know. Everything's just called an apartment in America. It's just, oh, apartment. If it's a more expensive, bigger one, then it's a condo. If it's a small one, apartment. Big one, condo. American definition of building. But that wall to that wall is 21 feet. There is a very big spider up there. There's a giant spider sitting there in the corner. I have an allergic problem with spiders. I have a bug allergy. So, bees, yellow jackets, hornets, and spiders. I am allergic to their bites. Also caterpillars. I am allergic to caterpillar bites. And maggots, which are fly larvae. I'm allergic to maggot bites. Normally you wouldn't have contact with maggots to find that out. But anyways, I have psychotic uncles. Why don't we talk about that? But this room is 21 feet that way to that way. Is it 14 feet that way or that way? And it's all bookshelves. It's 12 feet tall, I think. It's all bookshelves all the way around. Right here you got the window and a lower bookshelf with pictures hanging over it. And all the way around is bookshelves. And there's a toilet right there. You couldn't call it a bathroom. It wasn't originally a bathroom, obviously. It's a closet. And it's like a little clothing closet, so it's only like, it's about 4 feet wide and 4 feet deep. And so you can open the door, almost. The door doesn't open all the way because the room's so small you can't open the door all the way. And there's a toilet and a sink And the sink is tiny. The sink is, it's like, you can't fit a bowl in it. You cannot take a bowl, soup bowl that you would eat out of and put it in the sink. It will not fit. It's just this little teeny tiny thing. I've never seen a sink like that before. It doesn't even look real. It looks like a toy. It's almost like those little round sinks, like a water fountain thing like you see in a park. It's almost like one of those. But that's what it is, a little tiny sink. And the toilet's not a full-size toilet. It's a little teeny, weeny tiny little toilet. It's like a kid-sized toilet. And then there's like this weird shower stall thing that they made. It's not a shower stall. It's like the kind of all-in-one bathroom that you would see in a motorhome, which is possibly what it was. And the whole thing is just, you stand there, you know, here's the shower, here's the toilet, here's the sink, and you can stand there and do a complete circle, and that's it. There's nothing else. And then on that wall over there is the fish tank, which is massive. What are you doing? Rascal's now staring at me, just sitting here on the floor staring at me. I don't have a bed. I have a futon. In America, when people hear futon, they think it is like a weird couch thing that folds up and around. It's an actual Japanese futon, which is a mattress that you roll up and shove in a drawer in the daytime so you can use that space, and then at nighttime you roll it out on the floor. It's an actual futon. I don't ever put it away because I don't need the space. And that's it. That is my entire living room space. You can see most of the room from my webcam. I know people see how small the living space I live in. They're like, oh my god, houses in Japan are bigger. It's like, yeah, I know. I think it started on that. I don't remember. Oh, because Rascal was throwing books at me. Yes, you went up on top of the bookshelves and threw books down, didn't you? Yes. Okay. I don't like big spaces. Big spaces make me nervous. I've never had a big space. This is the biggest living quarters I've ever had. You just gonna go to sleep like this? He's tucked in, standing up. He's leaning very heavily on me. He leaned over on me like he's gonna go to sleep. I know you've had so many weeks of not playing game, huh? We messed up what we were doing here before. We repaired everything instead of dismantling everything. This guy we did that. That's because I was talking and I wasn't paying attention to what I was doing in the cave. I am hurting still, just like before. I don't know. I only took one Excedrin. Maybe I probably should have taken two. I don't know. I might take another one. I hate taking medicine. Good drug dealers. Develop a phobia of pills. That's what I was saying about medicine earlier. Rascal, his vet has been closed. The stay-at-home order went into effect February 27th, I think. It was the last week of February. Maine was one of the first states to do a stay-at-home order. And at the time, everybody's like, "Oh, you're all crazy." Well, Maine has also had the lowest amount of coronavirus cases and deaths. Maine has been shut down for a long time, and it still is. Other states are reopening because, oh, we don't care anymore. And while other states are having thousands of deaths a day, Maine has only had 300 deaths total the whole year. So everybody's all upset about it because Maine's vacation land. You're supposed to be able to go there in the summer and be tourists. I should upload that video. I didn't. The camera is always running, not the webcam. My video camera, which right now is plugged in over there. When the webcam's on, the other one goes off. So there's always a camera running. We went to town hall. Old Orchard Beach is dead. And that was what? It was... When did we do that? What day was that? It was like the second week of June, I think. I don't know. It was June 11th, wasn't it? I'm pretty sure it was June 11th. It was Mark being Mark, you know, that Mark is like... So we ended up at the town hall again, because, hey, guess what? We're being harassed. Like usual. But the town hall, so, oh yeah, we can fix this. So they're fixing it and all this stuff. Probably you have criminals in the town. He claims to be mafia. He's not. Half the town's scared of him because he stomps around the town. He goes, I'm a member of the mafia. We're gonna come after you if you don't do what I say. And hey, guess what? You're not related to us. Idiot. So, everybody else in the town is scared of him. We just laugh at his idiocy. Let's dismantle stuff. Dismantle stuff this time instead of repair it all like we did last time. Oh, that's hysterical. I didn't realize I did it until I got that, and I was like, wait a minute, we're on the repair page. I just repaired all those items I was gonna dismantle. Oh well. We then sold all the repaired items. If I didn't have so much money, if I was playing the game normally, that would have made me mad. But we've got is it 14? Is that 14 million? I don't remember. Yeah, it's 400,000. Oh, wait a minute. I need to see some commas. How much? 1, 4, 2, 4, 6, 2, 2, 8, 8, comma. Is that 142 million? That's 142 million. Yeah, I've been calling this 14 million for a while, but that's 142 million. Okay. Yeah, it's like I keep saying. I can't count, I can't do math, and I get numbers wrong all the time. Alright, we're at 142 million. Okay, none of that stuff dismantles some stuff we need. We don't need half of this stuff. We've got so many items. I don't need to be this big. Wait, what are you? Oh no, you're rare. We don't have many. I know we don't. I'm dismantled that. Why the music just all of a sudden get louder? Did it restart its loop or something? Anyways, while we were at the town hall, for over 2 hours. Waiting in line for most of that time. We actually got to the window and did the stuff we needed to do. It was just, we're in and out in 15 minutes we're done. The whole time was, they're not letting anybody inside the town hall because of coronavirus. So you have to wait outside. You have to wait outside. Well, normally, waiting outside this time of the year, it would be bumper to bumper cars, bumper to bumper foot traffic, bumper to bumper bicycles, steady, non-stop. The town hall is on the beach. Here's the town hall, here's the beach. Hurricane here right now. Hey, guess what? Town hall's going to be underwater in a couple of days. Do we still need diamonds? We needed diamonds for something. Yes, we do. It was for that alchemy item, but I can't remember what it was. Wait, did I fix that? I did not fix that. Don't dismantle this. Yeah, that mod broke, and I don't know what caused that mod to break because we didn't change anything about it. I never went and checked. I started checking it, and it's like, I'm too tired, I'm hurting too much, I'm going to bed. And I never finished. So it's still there, unfinished. We needed you for something. Dismantle you because we can sell those. We don't need to sell those. We have 140 million. We have 142 million crowns. How did we get 142 million? Harpy eggs. Oh, we needed to go get harpy eggs. That's right. We were gonna. Where was that place? We found it. We went all over the place looking for it, and I couldn't remember where it was, and then we finally found it, and now I don't remember where it was. There's a place where there's a harpy nest, and then you go across the other side, and there's another harpy nest, and you go across the other side, and there's another harpy nest. There's tons of harpies all in one spot. And I completely forgot, what the hell are you? Too far away, I can't see what it is. There is a bug climbing up my lamp over there. I think it might be a Japanese beetle. From the size and shape of it, I think it's a Japanese beetle. Japanese beetles are one of the worst, most destructive things you could have in a garden. They will go through and destroy your plants so fast. You're a nightmare. If you're somebody who's ever had a garden and Japanese beetles attack your garden, you know exactly what I'm talking about, too. Especially if you have grapes. I have a whole bunch of grapes in my yard. They're wild grapes. Concrete grapes grow wild in Maine, so they're all over the place. pretty much anybody, if you've got a big yard, you're going to have grapevines growing around because they're wild here. They're everywhere. So they're not something that I planted, but they're there, and I thought, yeah, I like these, so put an arbor up so they would grow over them. I had a bunch of them because they were so wild and just everywhere, and we put this big arbor up, and they were growing up over it, it was like an archway, so they grew over it, and there was a chair in it, and so you could sit. It was this nice shaded little thing you could sit in, and there was like maybe 10 or 12 grapevines, which is a lot. If you know how grapevines grow, that's quite a lot. And there was one summer, it's been about 20 years ago, it was a while ago. We never had Japanese beetles. I'd heard people talk about them, but I'd never seen one before. And then all of a sudden, just one year, the whole state, everybody in Maine, it was all over the news and stuff. It just, this massive flock of Japanese beetles hit the whole state. And that was the first time I'd ever seen them. And they went right at, they loved the grapevines. They were going after all the plants, but they loved the grapevines. So there was this massive horde of them congregated all over the grapevines, and they took them right down to nothing. They completely destroyed all the leaves, so there was no leaves left, and then they went through and they chewed down the bark, and they all died. So I don't have those. I still have some grapevines other places in my yard, but there's ones that were growing over this arbor. I don't have those anymore because this massive horde of Japanese beetles, they just ate it. God, I'd always heard people talk about Japanese beetles, and we'd never had them around here before. They don't winter over because it gets so cold here, so they have to migrate in from other places every summer. They don't winter over, so you end up, it's not a thing you have around here that often. But when you have a warm summer, all of a sudden a bunch of them will migrate up, and they did that here. They destroyed everything. It's one of those things where you hear about something, you're like, well, it can't be that bad. And then you see it actually happen, you're like, oh my God, wow, it really is that bad. I had no idea how fast they would just destroy everything. It's bizarre to see them in action. They will destroy everything. They'll wipe out every piece of green. They'll take the pine needles right off the pine trees. They eat the pine needles. They'll eat all the grass off your lawn. You will, in a couple of days, they'll just move in this massive horde across your lawn, and within a couple of days, your entire lawn is gone, and the grass is dead. They kill it. They don't just eat down the whole thing and just destroy it so it won't come back up. I've never seen bugs do something like that. I hear about bugs doing stuff like that. We've never had something like that right here. We got the longhorn beetles. There's 4 or 5 different types. There's a little small black one. It's got like little spots all over it, and then there's a regular, plain black one. It's a little bit bigger. The one that is the worst one, though, it's huge. It's like that big. It's like that big. It's like 4 inches. Huge beetle. The longhorn beetle it's like this neon blue color when the sun shines on it. And when the sun isn't directly shining on it, it looks black. But then when the sun shines on it, it's like a blue morpho butterfly. It looks just like that same color. It's a strange looking beetle. It looks like an alien. It doesn't look like something you would think originated from our planet. But those showed up. See it again. Those showed up about 10 years ago. And those are just the worst thing ever. They burrow holes into the pine trees. They bore these big holes. They're really big holes because it's a really big beetle. And they go into the pine tree, and they go into the center, and they go up the center of the pine tree, eating the heartwood, which is the very center wood in the middle of the pine tree, and they kill the pine tree. And then after they get done, they burrow their way back out. After they've eaten the whole heartwood, they burrow their way back out, and they'll go to the next pine tree, and they'll just go through an entire pine forest doing this. And after they get done doing that, ants come along and go in, because now the tree is dead and it's starting to die. Ants like the dead wood. So the ants will go into the holes and continue to hollow it out. So you end up with pine trees hollowed out. And we're talking huge pine trees. Pine trees are several hundred feet tall around here. They're massive. We have huge trees. Tourists are terrified of our trees. I never understood that. But you see these pictures of Maine, and people, take pictures that it's all green, and it's all forest, and it's all trees, and everything's green. And now you look at it, and it's all orange, and it's all brown, because all the trees are dead. There's just thousands of acres of dead pine trees all over the entire state, and it's because of these longhorn beetles, the big blue ones. They've killed most of the pine trees. They've killed most of the maple syrup. You see people, if you search for maple syrup prices online, search like on Reddit or forums, places where people talk about price economy things, look for the conversations about maple syrup. Little teeny jars of maple syrup sell for over $50 now. Jars that a few years ago used to be $4 or $5 are now over $50. It's because the maple trees here in Maine, New Hampshire, Vermont, and Quebec, and Nova Scotia, where maple trees grow, that same beetle that has destroyed the pine trees has also destroyed the maple trees. And there's entire maple forests. The trees are just dead, and a strong windstorm blows them over. And they're farms. They're maple tree farms. Massive amounts of acreage of maple trees just topple over dead in a thunderstorm because longhorn beetles have destroyed them. That's why the price of maple syrup has gone up so much, because most of the maple trees are dead. There's no maple trees left around here. My whole yard used to be covered with maple trees. I don't have any left. Every one of them is dead now. Sell stuff. That's what we was doing. Sort items by weight. We want to get weight down. We're concerned with weight. I know I'm talking more than I'm playing the game. Wow. Not streaming in what? Has it been 4 months since we've last done a regular stream? It's August, July, June, May. Yeah? Yeah, because streams were getting sporadic in April. I was still doing like 3 streams a week in April. And this was before April's March. Oh, that's right, February. That's healed now. That's healed now. That's why I'm able to sit up now. I was trying to remember what happened. What happened? Because I know I started getting in June last year, so it's over a year ago now. It was 14 months ago now. June last year. Yeah, it's 14 months ago. I started getting really bad off then. Because I just have chronic health issues that were getting worse. Yeah. Wow. Okay. I started getting a lot worse then. And so streams started becoming irregular. So let's go here. Streams started becoming irregular a year ago. But I was still more or less still streaming almost every day. And then in December that flu thing hit me. It was December 15th. where it got really bad. And I was like, I'm gonna have to take a break from streaming. It was so bad. It was like N1H1. I had N1H1. I was H1N1. I can never remember which way it is. Whichever way it is. I always get it mixed up. I had that back 2010, I think. That was horrible. I get the flu every year. My immune system's really bad. And I can't do things like take flu shots because they've given me flu shots before. And as soon as they gave me the flu shot, within a few hours, I had the flu. And it was extremely worse than what you would normally get for the flu. And it was caused by me having a reaction because my immune system is so messed up. I had a bad reaction to have a flu shot. And that has happened every time I've ever had a flu shot. So I can't have a flu shot for that reason. Otherwise, normally I would take one. It's something that I would do. Because the flu is really bad for me. But then I can't. So I end up not doing it. The side effect is I end up getting the flu every year. On average, I get the flu 3 times a year. I will usually get a cold a couple of times a month. Like I said, my immune system's really bad. I get sick really easily. I basically have no immune system, and nobody knows why. It was something I was born with. It's one of those things where doctors like, well, we do all this testing, it's inconclusive, and we don't know what it is. Something to do with Rh negative blood. I don't know. That's what they always come to the conclusion. Well, Rh negative blood. It's caused by Rh negative blood. No. Okay. Yeah, so of course. Did we fix that? Wait. Did I fix that? I know we took the mod off. No, but did I put it back on? I thought I put it back on. I might not have. I don't remember. There's our horse. Let's take our horse. I like our horse. I miss having horses. I used to have horses. I had horses until my health got to the point where I could barely take care of myself anymore, so I can't take care of horses. So if you've ever taken care of horses, you know horses are not something that are easy to take care of. They require a huge amount of work. I think not having horses anymore is probably the worst thing about my health being bad because I love horses. Large part of why we play this game so much and why I just do everything on a horse is because I miss horses a lot. That is a huge contributing factor to why we do nothing but wander around this game on horseback, because if I wasn't sick, I would be riding around everywhere on a horse like I used to be doing all the time. I miss horses. What Siri's horse back there screaming about us? I can't get Siri's horse to be black. Her horse is black in the novels. And in the game they get it set so she rides on the white horse. And it should be as easy as a texture swap, which is really easy to do, to just change it. And for some reason texture swaps don't work with that horse. They've worked with other horses. I've done it with other horses. And it won't work with that horse. When you do it, it causes her horse to load both the new texture file and the old texture file. Side by side, it like doubles the horse. Yet all you're changing is the texture file, so it shouldn't do that. It's weird. I think her horse must have another file. A lot of things will have 2 files. Like Siri has 2 files. So if you change her clothes in the main NPC/Siri file, but then you don't change her clothes in the Quest Cirilla file, her clothes won't change. And it will glitch her out. So I think her horse has a second file. I can't find it. I've looked everywhere and I can't find it. Apparently there is a second file.
Drink last night too?
I think we didn't I didn't fix it, right? I just took it off. I know I took it off. I was trying to remember, did I fix it? It was so long ago, I don't remember. That was a month ago. That was the very last stream we did. I know it was the very last stream we did. It wasn't a stream, that was like today. It was a pre-recorded. Oh wow, look how far away we can see now. I like that. We can see the tower and the lighthouse all the way from here. We should be able to see 61,000 feet or meters. Which one is it? I don't remember. Does it go in feet or meters? 64,000 anyways is how far we can see away now. The low distance level of detail is that far away now. It's not on everything yet, so we won't be able to see it everywhere yet, but how many files? There's a panel on my profile that lists it. It tells you how many files we have done, how many tree files, how many rock files, how many mountain files, how many house files. That one, that's the one that's changing the distance. There are over 50,000 files to change. There are over 50,000 3D models in this game, and I have to change every single one of them to make it work on all of them. I don't think I'm even close to half. I've maybe done around 10,000 of them now. There we go, around 40,000 to go. What's attacking us? Your arm's glowing. Hey, you guys killed him. Look nice and not friendly out here. I liked it. We finally got them to fight. I had these girls traveling with him for what, like almost 2 years now, and they wouldn't fight. They would stand there and scream like Gil's. Where's Gil's? Hey, Gil's ain't with us. He must have died before that last save we did, so he didn't reload in, and we reloaded the game. It says Gil's isn't here. Oh well. Not more friendly to have Gills with us anyways. We just bring him along for who the hell knows what reason, I don't know. I like Gills, so Gills comes with us. So we have an issue. Thought I saw you clipping back there, but I don't know. I don't see it. Is it, did you move a certain way that caused you to clip?
Brilliant deduction. Bravo.
Avallach clips really, really, really bad because his skeleton does not line up with Geralt's skeleton well. Makes it really difficult to swap him out as a player character. So he ends up, you notice it sometimes where he starts clipping really bad. That's what's causing it. It's one of those things, I know how to fix it. It's just, there's so much work involved in fixing it that I haven't done it yet. And it doesn't happen often enough to bother me. It bothers me when it happens, but it happens so rarely that it's like, okay, we can ignore it. What was I talking about back there before we get interrupted by horses? I don't remember. changed topics so many times. Oh, we've changed Siri's hair again, didn't we? Yes, we did. I like this one. This is a really new mod. Somebody just made this. That's right. You will not seen this mod yet, will you? Because somebody just made this. Come back here. Come back here. Get back here. She's rocking, dude. I go. Let's do this. There we go.
Siri,
Trying to click on her so you can see her hair.
can you hear me?
Where are my clothes?
Yeah. It's her original vanilla hairstyle, which I did like, but changed to the correct color that it was in the novels. And we might as well hug Siri like
Come.
here.
Don't just stand there. I want a hug.
I forgot we had the hearts on Siri. But see, now their hair is the same color. That's what I wanted. I couldn't get their hair the same color. Siri's hair is not easy to change the color.
Come.
His hair isn't either.
Alright.
A lot of characters, you can just change the numbers around and it changes the colors. But the way their 3D models are made, for some reason it doesn't work that way because the color is embedded into the 3D model and not put onto it after. So, I wasn't able to make a mod to change the colors of their hair on my own because I'm not good with 3D models. I am very beginner level when it comes to 3D models. So when I need 3D models made, I usually have somebody else make them. And I told you to get on your horse from this side. But now yes, now you have damage. That's why that just almost like you hurt him. Yes, I know. You can't jump on the horse that way. You should be able to jump on the horse that way. Normally, I have the immersive testicles mod on here, so no, he can't jump on the horse that way anymore. Now we're looking for it. Oh, we were gonna go. I was like, where are we going? I don't know where we're going. We have more stuff to sell. Wait a minute. What are we carrying? We just looted as much weight as we sold. Yes, we have more stuff to sell. Alright, let's go down to the other merchants. There's more merchants here. Do that and then what's your strut? Yeah, he struts, isn't he? Avallach pranced when he walked. That is how Siri described it. So he pranced everywhere. Merchant, wait a minute. We were just talking about merchants. We need a merchant. Grab a merchant. Merchant is walking away too fast. I can't click on him. I'm trying to click on you. Why can't we click on you? There we go.
Greetings. Looking to buy?
Are you on one side of the bridge and we're on the other?
Show me your wares.
Okay. We don't find this from here because we can dismantle it somewhere. And you pay a lot for those? We'll sell you those then. Which clearly we've been doing quite regular, considering how many of them you got. You should only have one of each of those. The books don't weigh much, and I know we can get more for the books elsewhere. So we go elsewhere with them. Yeah, that's not diagnostic. We're going to sell those. I want sort items by weight. Items being sorted by weight. There. Okay. You know, I had to have been miscounting that for months now. Because I've been saying real long that we had 14 million crowns. And my inability to count, we have 142 million. I am not good with math. Horrible with math. I have like this weird dyslexia type thing with numbers. I don't know what you would call that. Is there anything that sells for 50? Just 8? Only 8? Did we get over 100 for that from somebody? Pay only 8 for it, wow. Okay, wait. You pay 14 for this, and 1 for this. There we go. That works. I like all your money. We don't need your money.
So long.
See how much money we can get. It sent him inside of that building? Is that what it did? Weird. Alright, where are we going? We can see so far in the distance now. I like that. Also, I liked it. We got the clouds and everything changed. I've been changing the clouds in the sky. I have gotten so much work done on this game. Just taking a break from streaming. It's one of those things where I like streaming, and it is so annoying and frustrating being so sick that I can't do it much anymore. But at the same time, because I was streaming so much, I mean, I was 9 to 12 hours most days. People are constantly asking that. That's a common question I get asked all the time. I want to do a 12-hour stream. How do you do it? I have trouble getting past 3 hours. Not something I started out doing. You can't just jump into it. You definitely not. But it became a habit over time. It just progressively got longer and longer and longer streams. And the first time I did a really long stream, it was completely by accident. I wasn't planning on it. What was we doing? I was looking for red mutagens. Was it the Avallach playthrough, or were we still playing as Geralt? I think I might have been still playing as Geralt. I don't know. I can't remember what playthrough it was. I remember I was looking for mutagens. We couldn't find the red mutagen is so hard to find in this game. It's the rarest of mutagens. And I got into this really extreme focus mode where it's like, you know what? This stream, we're going to look for red mutagens. And that's all we're going to do, and we're just going to keep streaming until we find all the red mutagens we need. I can't remember what I was trying to make. We trying to make something, and we needed a lot of red mutagens. We needed some like 10 red mutagens, which, if you know this game,
You walked here all the way from nowhere.
the vanilla game, red mutagens are so damn hard to find. I have mods on here that change how mutagens work, so they're a lot easier for me to find now. But in the vanilla game without mods, they are so hard to find. And so that's what I did that whole stream. We went around, we were looking for mutagens. We were looking for like ghouls and neckers and stuff to drop mutagens. Stuff to drop red mutagens.
Oh,
And I just kept going and going and going and going and going. And then finally, we got all the mutagens. We had 10 mutagens, and I was like, wow. We finally got them. I can stop. At that point, most of my streams were usually 4 hours. And I was like, wow, am I tired? We must have been going 6 hours. That was like one of the very last things I said, just before the stream stopped. And I was like, we must have been going 6 hours. And then I look, and it says 14 hours. It's like 14 hours and 20 minutes or something like that. It was over 14 hours. And I was like, oh my God, how did I go 14 hours and not realize it? I was thinking, oh wow, it's almost 6 hours. And it's like, wow, 14 hours is way over 6 hours. But that was the first time I did a really long stream. And it wasn't planned.
Greetings.
Oh, and it was just because I was so focused in what I was doing that I lost track of time. It wasn't a case where I tried to do it.
Show me your wares.
And at that point, I was like, there is no way I would ever try to do a long stream like that. After that, the next day, I ended up, it was like 3 days in a row where I didn't have a stream because I went to bed after that stream and I slept through the entire next day. I slept through the whole night. I didn't wake up. I slept through the whole day. I didn't wake up until the next night. After that, I was asleep more than 24 hours. I was so tired after that stream. And then, when I finally did wake up, I was still just so tired. I couldn't stream. So there was 3 days there right there I didn't stream. And then I was like, there is no way I am ever going to try anything close to stream like that again. That's just, But then, over the years since then, my streams just kept getting longer and longer. It'd be like, okay, we're streaming for 4 hours, 4 hours, 4 hours. Let's stream for 5 hours today because, I have more time today. And it just kept going, and it got to the point where every day I was doing a 9-hour stream. And I was completely unplanned on. I didn't intend to be doing long streams like that. But the past year or so, most of the Avallach playthrough, most of the streams for the Avallach playthrough since New Game Plus. The first, this Avallach playthrough that we're doing now is the second Avallach playthrough. This is the New Game Plus of the first Avallach playthrough. Most of the New Game Plus has been 9-hour streams. And then in the past year or so, all my streams were getting to be over 12 hours, a lot of them. 12, 14, 16-hour streams became not that uncommon for me. Almost every day. How did you go down here? Why are you over here? But I've always got people contacting me because my streams are so long. People always contacting me and asking me. And they'll tell me, it'll be almost the exact same question every time. It doesn't matter who it is. New streamers, people who are just starting out, they contact me all the time. And they want to know. So, I've been streaming for 1 week, or I just did my first stream, or I've been streaming for 3 days. And they'll always start out with something like that. And then they'll be, so I noticed you stream 12 hours every day. I noticed you're streaming 9 hours every day. I noticed you're always streaming 10 hours. And how do you do it? How do you recommend I do it? And I always tell them, don't start out with it. It's not easy. It's not, you gotta build up to it. You can't start out with it. If they were to go back and look at my... I hear Arcus, I see Arcus Force. Probably the worst mod I ever made. Or the best mod I ever made, depends on how you want to look at it. I made Arcus Force almost impossible to kill. I'm surprised he's not dead yet. They usually kill him by now. He usually gets killed as soon as they show up. Why are there so many children in this game? Only 12 children have been born in the last 100 years. Yet every town has, what, 20, 30 children? Only 12 children have been born in the last 100 years. In the entire galaxy. Not just this planet. You died. Oh, that was nice if you could die. Are you all dead? No. Because there was one left to just kill it. I should not have stopped attacking. Well?
But I won't allow it. Far too great a risk.
You can't allow anything now, you're dead. Oh, you're gonna do that. Okay, now it's I don't like how they made archospores in the game. We're all the way back here. Okay. Oh, that's right. Yeah, we get 10-minute autosave now, don't we? Okay. Wait, why is... Wait a minute. Where can I look at this guy? Are you glitched out? Or do I have a mod changing you and I forgot I have a mod changing you?
For only I know how to activate the sun star, which I shall do on
And
my
wow,
terms.
look how big you are next server. I don't look so tiny. That's hysterical. He's the biggest character in the novels. He is 11 feet, 9 inches tall. Do you know how tall that is? It is 3 inches taller than that ceiling up there. These little humans should come up to his knees. He was bigger than the giants. He was bigger than the mountain trolls that had to carry him because he couldn't walk. That's really, why can he walk? He couldn't walk. That was why he rode on a horse everywhere. He couldn't walk. He rode his horse right into the house. He rode his horse right into the king's palace. Aridin matched up to him and had all kinds of things to say, and everybody's, oh my god, you dare talk like that to the known one, including King Avallach. It's like, no, don't talk to him like that. Everybody was so terrified of Avallach in the novels. It's hysterical. King Avallach is a wimp. He was scared of everything.
Would you like to buy something from the stash?
I don't like King Avallach.
Maybe. Let me see what you got.
If you listen to me talk regularly, you know that. Do you have anything we need to buy? You have those. I can't remember if we need them anymore or not, but we'll buy them. I think I've already got like 3,000 of them or something. I should have put them in the other thing. What do we got for food? Wait a minute. Switch. There we go. Oh, we got lots of food. What have we been eating? I don't even know what I've been feeding him. I've forgotten. You better sell the food to the innkeeper. Okay, what do we need? We have 355 pounds of picotic. Okay. We're drug. There we go. That's what we want. So. much you pay for those. Yes, I knew we'd get over 100 for those from somebody. The other guy was only going to pay 8 for them. Yeah, 61. $60 for those. That leaves 1. Do you pay 1 for those? 2. Do we have anything you pay 1 for? You know, I think we don't. Oh, yes, we do. Okay. Done.
So long.
We can get some hands. Why are you moving? Okay. Whatever. We got 2. What? No. It's not right. No. Why you? What is he doing? It's like he steps on a tile and it zips him to a different tile. Why did you do that? I'm not doing it now. That was weird. They did. We can't kill him in this playthrough. We're going for the rare end into Family Matters. We can't kill everybody like we would like to do. But we'll do another playthrough after this one, and we'll just kill everybody. I know we've clicked on it. Why is that saying unclicked?
It smells so delicious.
Anything we need to buy? Okay, switch. Buy those. I don't know why. You we need to get rid of meat because Avallach is a vegetarian. But he doesn't drink. So we need to get rid of that as well. He fishes, though. There's a contradiction there. Does he eat fish? We don't know. He's the Fisher King. Avallach becomes the Fisher King. He sees Avallach earlier and then the Fisher King later, and all he does is fish. He doesn't do anything but fish. I don't know. Is there any of the Fisher King mythology where he ever actually eats the fish? There isn't, is there? So we're never told. Avallach doesn't originate from the Witcher novels, if you didn't know that. He is a character who has existed in folklore and mythology for a very long time. Over 800 years. Andrzej Sapkowski used him in the Witcher novels. Also, Andrzej Sapkowski didn't create Ciri either. Ciri also already pre-existed in the same stories, same mythology. You know what? Let's switch that. There we go. Buy chocolate. There we go. I don't know what. That is a thing that we dismantle. Let's buy that. And we wanted saddles. Okay, we have, you buy saddles. How much do you pay for saddle stuff? 134, 151, 51. I'm gonna sell you all these excess saddle stuff. Apparently we've been saving up for a while because look how many there are. 6 of that one, 8 of that one. Where have we been getting to? I don't remember getting those. We've probably been carrying them for a while and I didn't know it. They're in they're on our horse. All this stuff is in the saddlebags on our horse. Oh, poor horse. But, Avallach had a really big horse. Siri didn't know. Siri couldn't tell. Was it a horse? Or was it a dragon? She couldn't tell. She said she didn't know if it was a horse or a dragon. Avallach's horse and Eridan's horse, both of them. They were giant, massive, horse-like creatures. From a distance, she thought they were dragons. And then when she got closer to them, then she thought they were horses wearing dragon armor. But she couldn't tell because they didn't look enough like horses to be horses, but they also didn't look enough like dragons to be dragons. Are we really going to end up... Okay, how much do you pay? How much do you pay for that? Pay 52 for that. What can we buy from you that will give you enough money that we can sell stuff from? And now, I don't have to do this, but it is very frustrating for me to leave any money there. How about we just buy everything that is not meat, which is apples, bread, burned bread. Those cucumbers, pickles, those are pickles. Brie, which they call... How do you say that? I don't know how you pronounce that word. It's a type of brie. Herb toast. Texas toast. That's what that is. That is fish tart. Baguette and brie. I love baguettes and brie. You know what? I want a baguette now. Panera doesn't open for 4 more hours. I may go to Panera and get bread. I just saw that and I was like, bread! Panera's open! Panera's open. The stay-at-home orders have now allowed restaurants to open on a limited level. So you can go in and order stuff and get stuff. You just can't eat it there. You gotta take it home, which is fine. But yeah, I love Panera baguettes. Baguettes. I'm not saying that right. We just gave you 5,000 coins. Okay. So we want to now go back here. You've got 38. Alright. Let's go back to the food. Is there anything that you pay? Rachel just came out of her cave. Hey, you pay 1 for those, we can sell you 38 of those. Now we got all your money. Okay, that worked. There was no reason
Thanks
for any of
sparing a
that.
moment.
It annoys people when I do that too. I've had so many people contact me and tell me that annoys them.
Not at all.
I think half the people that watch my streams just so they can have something to bitch about. It's hysterical. Hey, look, more bread. Bread that we were just talking about. I love fresh bread. It's one of my favorite things to eat. Fresh bread. Fresh bread. Fresh bread. If you go to like Walmart and you get bread from their deli, it's not fresh, and you can tell it's not fresh, and you can tell it was cooked a week ago, and it tastes not fresh. Not fresh bread is not fresh. Fresh bread, though, when you go to Panera and it was cooked just within the past hour, it's wonderful. Fresh bread, much different than bread that is several days or weeks old or worse. Bread in bags that you get in the bread aisle. That's horrible. That's where I was trying to. Where is that other guy? Can we climb up this? Can you climb up this? Yeah. Okay, you can't make a stand and jump that high. How did you do that? He jumped up there like Ethan would have done. Ethan was talking about Moxie the other day. You could tell Ethan's from Maine. He's talking about Moxie. He was telling Mark on Unis Honest. It was an Unis Honest video. And he was telling Mark they were doing, what were they doing? They were doing something with drinks. I can't remember now. They had some type of You coming up? I have no cheese. No, I don't. He's sniffing and sniffing and sniffing. He says there must be cheese up here. I'm gonna come look. No cheese up there. Now I can't see the computer. Nothing there. Usually I've got cheese. I've usually got I eat cheese all the time. So usually I've got like a block of cheese sitting here with crackers, and I'll be slicing pieces of cheese off and eating it with crackers or bread, or so you can see Rascally's right in front of the computer screen. He's getting his face up in the webcam now. He says, I know there's cheese here. There's always cheese here. I must find it. There's none there. No, there's nothing. Or if I don't have cheese there, I'll have a bowl of macaroni and cheese. I eat cheese all the time. It's in everything that I eat, or I'm just gnawing on cheese like a rat. No, don't you dare do that. No, don't do that. That's a no-no. He's trying to climb up on the monitor now. Come over here. Come sit over here. Look, you fit right here. I got your pillow and blankets here and everything.
I've had enough of this.
There you go. See? I know that's your new blanket, huh? We got a new blanket here. We got a weighted blanket here. Yes, we decided to try out a weighted blanket to see if that helps with my health, and so I've got a weighted blanket here now. It's got nice fuzzy minky fabric on it, and Rascal loves it. It's soft and fluffy. I can sit on it and sing. You gonna sit on it? Yes. Rascal thinks it's great. He loves this blanket.
As you wish. I'll be at the graveyard.
I like this dress. I made this dress. It's a whole bunch of pieces of other dresses throughout the game. So it's the torso of one dress, and there's 2 different sleeves layered on top of one another. There's a puffy sleeve and then a different type of puffy sleeve on top of it. So it looks like it's one sleeve, even though it's not because of the way I colored it. That it's different type of skirt and different type of top. And I spent hours going through all the different torsos, all the different skirts, and all the different sleeves, and mixing and matching until I finally got it. That's exactly what I wanted it to look like. And I added the belts on it. And then I kept changing the colors. I went through so many colors before I got the color the way I wanted it. In the novels, it describes the fact that Avallach wanted Ciri wearing Laura Darren's clothes, and Laura had a lilac and gray gossamer, which is a type of silk, a lilac and gray gossamer dress that he liked Laura wearing, and he wanted Ciri to wear it.
Keeps the NL in check.
So, you know what? I want to make that dress and put it in the game because that's a thing that Ciri wore in the novels. And have you seen this mod yet? I had it in the last stream that we did, right? The one in July?
We should all ring.
July. Yeah, I had it in the stream we did in July. That was the first time you guys saw it. It was so hard to get the color right, though. I kept changing the color and changing the color. Yeah, it would be a really dark purple, or it would be a really light purple. I couldn't get the purple to come out the right shade of purple that I wanted, and we finally got it to come out right. So we're probably going to keep this dress on Ciri a long time because you've seen over the past 2 years me changing Ciri's clothes, and it's always been various shades of black and purple and gray. And I've told you so many times, I want to have her wearing the dress that Avallach wanted her wearing in the novels. That was Laura Darren's dress. He had kept all of Laura's clothes after she died. Laura was his wife, and she left him for Cregannon.
Turned out Eridan had other plans.
So, we have finally got the dress the way I wanted it.
Fog enveloped us, and Avallach began gasping for air.
Your mimic is not lining up. Your mimic is not lining up at all. How come? You have mimic issues? You have mimic issues. What causes mimic issues? I can't remember. I know it's not that hard to fix. I fixed it before. It's like to get out of alignment.
Hey, sister.
Well, your mimic's working. Your voice is wrong, but your mimic's working. Cut my hair. Yes, we'll cut your head off. We don't want to do that.
Glad you look at what you got.
Never go to a barber if you're using the Geralt Doppler. They will cut the character's head off. It's hysterical. But you won't be laughing when you try to get the Geralt Doppler working again and it refuses to work. No fun. Oh, those shoes. Scared of festive slippers. Okay. Geralt's feet are so damn tiny. Avallach can't wear Geralt's shoes. For the longest time, I couldn't figure out what. I was thinking it's Avallach has big feet. No, it's Geralt has small feet. I went through the longest time with the 3D model issue, and I finally just gave up. I went through, and some of the clothes we changed so that Avallach could wear them. So, the halberdier, this one, the halberdier coat, I changed that. Avallach can wear that. The Oathbreaker coat, Avallach can wear that. And see, all three of these are basically the same. All four of those are the same coat with different colors and different links. So he can wear all four of those because I changed the 3D model on those. And then I changed the 3D model on Avallach, and I changed the 3D model on Ursine, so he can wear those. The other coats, if you notice, if I put Geralt's other coats on him, like if we put the wolf coat on him, you'll notice like the collar comes up to his chin and the shoulders are like huge. I have to shrink the 3D models down so that they will fit Avallach. So we have some of the shoes, some of the gloves, and some of the coats fit him, but it's only a few of them. I only did a couple of each one, so most of them don't fit him. And the boots were the most annoying part. With everything else, with the coats, you shrink them down and they fit him. They're fine. But the boots, they're smaller because Geralt's coats, because his shoulders are huge and he's taller. So the coats are a lot bigger than Avallach. And you shrink them down to Avallach's size and they'll fit him. The shoes, however, are tiny. They're little teeny weeny tiny. And when you try to put the shoes on Avallach, his feet, they clip through, so his feet are like several inches longer and wider. And I was like, why is Avallach's feet so big? And then when because I hadn't done a lot at that point when I started doing that, so this was a long time ago when we first started doing a lot of heavy modding. So it was one of the first mods I started trying to make when I first started doing a lot of mods for the game. At that point, I hadn't opened up a lot of the game yet, so I didn't realize how a lot of the stuff was made. Since then, it's been almost 2 years since I tried doing that. So since then, I've opened up all these different files and stuff, and now I've been like, I can see what the problem is. Well, I found out over the course of doing it, there's 2 different types of character files in the game. If you're somebody who mods Witcher 3, you know how annoying those are. There'll be a set of files that say, like, female body, torso, female body, leg, female body arm. These are all the different 3D model parts. And then some of them will say, female body, censored. Female torso, censored. So they'll have the tag that says censored. Mod makers for Witcher 3 hate those damn censored files. They are so difficult to work with. Most characters don't have that. There's only a few characters in the game that have that. Avallach's one of them. So when I started trying to edit these files, and I started opening the files and I started comparing them, and I was like, why do these say edited, censored? Why are these censored? Why are these not censored? What is the difference? And I went through them, and I realized after you open it up and see what it looks like, I see the difference. I know why they're edited, why they're censored. The files that are not censored, a 3D artist made that 3D model from the ground up. The whole thing. A 3D artist sat there and drew this thing all out with 3D model software. So you end up with proportions that are not accurate. So you end up with a character like Geralt, who has massive shoulders that no real person in real life has. And tiny feet that no real person in real life has. Most of the characters in the game are that way. The proportions are therefore not accurate. However, the characters who have a file that says censored were not made by 3D artists. Those files were made by a computer program. I can't remember what it's called. There's a specific word for it. Where an actual person, usually the voice actor, you see it in games like Last of Us, where it's very clear the voice actor is this character because the voice actor in real life looks exactly like this character. In order to make those characters, they have the voice actor come in and they hook up all these wires and stuff all over them, and a computer program measures all their body measurements, takes a digital photo of them, and turns it into a computer-generated 3D model. That's why some of them are called censored. The censored files are actual computer-generated people made from a real person, and in this case it was the voice actor. If you look at a picture of Mike Maloney next to a picture of Avallach, you can see the reason Avallach looks nothing in the game like the character in the novels. He looks like the voice actor. They made Avallach in the game look like his voice actor, not what he looks like in the novels. That's why Avallach looks so different than the way he was described in novels. Find a picture of Mike Maloney and you'll see it. He looks like Avallach. He's the voice actor for Avallach. But that's what they did. That's why Avallach has actual proportions to an actual human. So it's not that Avallach's feet are bigger or that Avallach is a lot skinnier. He is the actual proportions of an actual person. And the reason it's called a censored file is because this was a computer generated off of a real person. They also have real genitalia on the 3D model, whereas most characters in the Witcher game don't have genitalia. Females don't have vaginas. Males don't have penises. Avallach does. And so don't the succubi. Any character where their file says censored. When you open up that file as a 3D model, it's got this weird pixelated where they removed the genitalia. That's why it's censored. But that's why the clothes don't fit. Most characters in the game, you can take the clothes from Geralt and put them on the other characters, and most of them will fit. Some characters, like Gels, is too big, he's just huge. Or like Dijkstra is too fat, again, huge. One is huge because he's tall, the other one's huge because he's round. Those two characters, because their 3D models are so different, they don't fit. But most characters, you can take Geralt's clothes and put them on the other characters. You can interchange Geralt's clothes with Vesemir and Eskel and Lambert because they're all computer generated, 3D artist generated, not made from a real body. So the proportions are way off. The characters who were made from a real body, their proportions are accurate to a real person, and they can't wear Geralt's clothes. So that's the problem we have when we try to put Geralt's clothes on Avallach and they don't fit, because Geralt has disproportionately huge shoulders and disproportionately tiny feet. Which is rather annoying when it comes to, we want to take these clothes and put them on Avallach, and he can't wear them. He's accurate proportions, whereas Geralt has inaccurate proportions. You're not going to be able to buy very many, I can tell. Can we sort by weight? It is sorted by weight? Okay. I didn't think those would be the heaviest ones we had. Eskel just decided to go up on his thing. Loves that cat tree. 10. That's going to leave us 4. Everything you pay 1 for, now it's food. It comes for 1. You pay 2 for those, we'll sell you 2 of them then. That's a loss, but it gives us all of your money. It annoys me that
So long.
Come see me again.
can't get all of their money sometimes. I don't know why. You're the last. You know, bras weren't invented until the 1840s, so that movement that she just did there, adjusting her bra, didn't have bras back then. Where's our horse?
Killed my friend.
Are you over there? I can see through this fog cloud. Alright. You are our horse, okay. I increased the fog in the game, so it's my own fault that I can't see through the fog. It's not working the way I want it to be working yet, but it's working progressively better. I still gotta work on it. I've made a mod to make fog thicker, denser in the game. You're the one we already talked to, aren't you? Are you? And just now you're down here instead of up there on the bridge? We'll talk to you again anyways. I can't remember.
Looking to buy?
if you're gonna end up with this money back by now.
Show me your wares.
You do have some money back. Are you not the same one, maybe? I don't know. I'll sell you stuff. Wait. How much you pay for that? No, you don't have enough for that. I don't have enough for this. Oh, these are all glitched out, right? What is that number? I can't do it in my head. Let's write it down. 1967 46080 196 million. Okay. Well, you definitely don't have enough for that. I forgot. I gotta fix that. That's hysterical. That's the Exotic Arsenal mod that's doing it, but it's not caused by that mod. It's just, I've got a mod. I got one, don't I? I've got a mod that's changing how merchants buy stuff, and for some reason it interacts with this mod weird. With the Exotic Arsenal mod. I wish those boots actually looked like that when you put them on. That blue color. I like that blue color. When you put them on, they're brown. They're like a brownish color. Yeah, I could make a mod. I could make a mod to change the texture file on them so that they were the color they show in the icon. I should do that.
So long.
I'd never use them anyway, so it's something I never use, so there's no reason to make it. Harpies, that's right, okay. Let's try.
I ask as a courtesy. A concept you clearly forgot when left without uttering a word.
There you are. But where did our horse go? It was standing over there. I guess that's just the way the light's hitting our horse makes it. It looked like our entire horse was brown, didn't have any white on it anymore. It was like light brown and dark brown, but I guess it's just the way the light's hitting it or something. Harpies. We needed harpy eggs. I can't remember what we needed harpy eggs for, but I remember we needed harpy eggs, so let's go for harpies. And there's another merchant on the way. Is it on our way? I don't remember. Do you see people here? Or is it because it's night time and they're not here? Or am I thinking of the wrong place? Weren't there 2 guards here and like 3 slaves? And that's what it said. It said something like prisoner of war or something when you hover over their heads. That's what I was saying. Siri's hair color, this nice pale blonde, we got her hair now. That is, it's called Siri True Blonde, or True Blonde Siri. Go on Nexus and type True Blonde and it'll come up. It's somehow the name True Blonde is in the title. That's, people complain about that mod. It was only just released a week ago. It just came out. It's a brand new mod. And people were refusing to download it. The picture that it shows is like this really bright neon canary yellow. Looks like something like a circus clown would have. And
Siri,
as you can see, this is what it looks like in the game. It's not that bright canary yellow. So people were complaining about it, and I went and left a comment on it. People wouldn't download it. They were saying they weren't even going to try it because it looked too fake. It was neon yellow, it was canary yellow, it was bright yellow, it was too much like a clown. And so I commented on it, and I told them that picture doesn't accurately represent it. The mod, when you download it, has 3 mods in it. It has a really bright yellow. One of them is a really bright yellow. That's True Blonde 1. And then True Blonde 2 is the one I'm using, which is, as you can see, it's a lighter blonde. It's very natural light blonde. And then True Blonde 3 is darker, more mustard color. It's not the bright canary yellow like it shows in the picture. When they took their screenshot of it, I don't know, the screenshot came out weird. But also the mod description, they don't tell you that it has 3 different mods inside of it. So it's a mod package. But it's one of the best Siri hair mods out there.
Hey there. Couldn't take it younger.
I'm trying to. You won't let me click on you.
Greetings. Looking to buy?
And then we can go.
Show me your wares.
Then we can go look for harpies. You're somebody that we gave trophies to. You should have enough of this? You have enough of that. Okay. Don't have any of those. How much does it weigh? They don't weigh that much, but they are almost 2 pounds each. And we got a bunch of them. 2 pounds each adds up a lot. 2 pounds, if you have 50 of them, that's 100 pounds right there. We should put them in storage. Are you one of those ones that's glitching? You are one of those ones that's glitching it. So I have 7 left over, 7 left over. You pay one. That was 7 of those, 7.
So long.
Okay, let's go put these on Power Horse. We just did. We're all done with it. Give our horse all these swords because it's weighing our inventory down quite a lot. Yes, we've already gone down 30 pounds. Okay, wait, no, we want to keep our bolts. I didn't just put some bolts in there, did I? Wait a minute. Did I put bolts in there? I think I did. Yeah, I don't like I click through too fast and end up not noticing that I'm putting something away that I didn't want to put away. I do that all the time. Put that in storage as well. Which do you weigh? Be in storage. And we can't sell it. I have to go through fix. It adds a percentage thing somehow to. It's got like a plus minus thing. It's mod somebody else made. I didn't make it. It's got a plus minus thing where, like, if you're in a poor district, they don't pay much for stuff, and if you're in a wealthy district, they pay more for stuff. So in Beauclair, it adds a percentage, and in Velen, it takes away a percentage. So an item that would sell for 100 crowns, over here, this guy will pay 300 for it. Over here, this guy will pay 30 for it. And for some reason, it interacts with that mod. Those are 2 different mods. This one's NPC weapons, I think's the name of that mod, something like that, and this one's exotic arsenal. Apparently those two mods have a multiplier built into them. And so it's multiplying already, but then this other mod is multiplying on top of the original multiplying. I think's what must be happening, something to that effect. I'm not sure. Somehow it's multiplying them into the millions, and it's not supposed to be doing that. So then we can't sell those items. We want to keep degraded mutagens. Use degraded mutagens sometimes. How many degraded mutagens? We've already got a lot of them, don't we? Oh yeah, we did. Not that many. I don't use them that often, but when we do use them, we tend to use a lot. Is that it? We already moved our diamond dust over, right? Where's our diamond dust? You got your silver, right? Your diamond dust. Yes, okay, so we already moved our diamond dust over. Can't move these things over, right? Okay, I can't move those things over. That's what I was saying. Tomes. Not tomes. Tomes is a mod I used to use a long time ago. It's the one that adds to books. And then another mod came out. It was like More Tomes, I think was the name of it. And then there was some type of conflict with the mod creators because this mod creator made this and this other mod creator made a different thing based on this, and it was almost identical. And the first mod creator's like, no, you stole my idea. And so they had to take it down, start over again. And so I was using it, and it was called Tomes for like a full year before all of the copyright stuff happened. So I still keep calling it Tomes, even though the mod is no longer called Tomes. And the mod kept changing names. It was like Spells and Tomes, and Magic Tomes, and it just kept changing names. It was just re-released 2 days ago. It just happened. Magic Spells is what the new mod is. It's a completely new mod. So now there are 3 of them. But it's been a common complaint that the original Tomes mod, you couldn't use it with the mod created by the second creator because they were incompatible. You couldn't merge them together. And the new mod, they made Magic Spells a DLC, and you're supposed to be able to merge the 2 now. You should be. I haven't tried it yet. We did use the original Tomes mod a lot, and then I stopped using it when we started using the new one because the new one had more stuff, but I wanted to use both of them. And the new Tomes Magic Spells, that one is so difficult to merge. It takes days because I've got so many mods that I'm using. We are running over 4,000 mods now, and it is so huge and difficult to merge. So it's going to take me a week or more to remerge all of my mods, to remove the old version of it, and then put in a new version of it, and then attempt to put the original Tomes in with it. Planning to do that sometime this week. Like I said, it just came out. It just 2 days ago. It just got released. Hopefully we'll be able to use both the original Tomes mod and the Magic Spells mod at the same time.
Do I have a choice?
Do you have a choice at all? His version of giving you choices in novels too was, Here's choice A, which is not what you want to do, but that's what I want to do. Here's choice B, also not what you want to do, but what I want to do instead if you don't want to do this. Either way, you're going to do what he says because it doesn't give you any other choice. He's somebody, if you met somebody like him in real life, you just want to punch him. Okay. Very much a male chauvinist pick, extremely. He's definitely extremely got that issue. That is a problem with him. I was in chat. I can't remember who it was. What streamer now? It was years ago. Oh, I know who it was. It was Tugboat. Yeah, it was Tugboat. Okay. I was trying to think, who was it? Who said that? It was Tugboat. He had gotten to Child of the Elder Blood, and he was asking me something about. He knew I was in his. He knew I was there. He saw his, and I can't remember what he asked me. He was trying to do something with a certain quests and stuff, and he was like, "Oh, this involves Avallach. Ilkat's here somewhere. I know she knows about this guy." So he had asked me a question. And I was answering it, and then somebody recognized, oh, that's that one, that's that person who likes this guy. And so they started trolling like people do when they find out, oh, Ilkat's there in chat. Hey, let's make fun of Avallach. That's what happens. That's why you rarely see me post in somebody's chat, because it happens all the time. And as a general rule, you don't see me post in chat unless the streamer happens to be looking at their chat list and they realize, hey, Ilkat's lurking, and they'll shout out, hey, Ilkat, I see you out there. I need help. So I'll respond if the streamer asks me a question when they realize I'm there. But usually I do not post in chat. I just absolutely don't post in chat. Reach you from here?
Well, come on.
I reached something from here. Something blew up. What blew up? Over here died. Who's this? Whatever it was, it can't loot it. Come back. I realized we were that close to Harpies. Harpies are what we came over here for, but I don't know, somehow I miscalculated where it was. But they were doing this thing. Trying to get me mad. The thing is, it's really difficult to get me mad. I don't get mad. It is very, very difficult to get me mad. It frustrates people a lot. You are happy. We did kill a Harpy. Okay. We just can't let you because come back too close by. And that says we killed another thing. Can we loot this now? I would like to pick up the loot when I see it because I know what I'm like. We'll start wandering and I'll be talking and wandering and I'll forget to come back and get the loot. So get the loot. Where'd our horse go? Where'd our horse go? I know, I saw at least 2 more loots up there. Take our horse closer so we don't lose our horse. Anyway, so we're doing this thing where they started making fun of Avallach. And I was still talking with Tugboat. It was just, ignoring this person in chat. And they started calling him a douchebag. They started saying, Avallach's douchebag. And they kept saying it over and over again. And Tugboat's like, don't say that. We got somebody here who's a fan of him. You know? And I responded back. I said, no, they're right. He is douchebag. And he's like, wait a minute, what?
Ever seen such canyons?
He said, you're a fan of this guy and he's a douche? I said, yeah. That's the thing with these people contact me with this stuff. They make all these complaints about Avallach, and I'm like, yeah, I know he's like that. I am aware. The funniest ones are these
We were
people that
discussing
they
questions
get
of the
so
magic.
worked up.
Nothing
They'll
against
find whatever it is, something that Avallach did that they don't like, and they hone in on that. They're so worked up about it, and they'll go on, and they'll start contact, and they get really obnoxious. They will send me whisper messages. They will send me stuff in chat, but then they can't contact me in chat anymore. So they'll send me whisper messages, and then I turned whisper messages off, so they couldn't whisper message me anymore. So they find all my social network. These people are so damn obnoxious. They find all my social network accounts. They send me messages on Reddit. They send me messages on Twitter. They send me messages on Facebook. They send me messages on Tumblr. It's ridiculous. And then they'll find my email and they're like, why did you answer me? Why did you answer me? Oh God. They'll send me 100 emails in a single day. Why didn't you answer me? I sent you an email an hour ago. Why didn't you answer me? I sent you another email another hour ago. Why didn't you answer me? I've been sending you another email. What is wrong with these people? Why are they so hung up on these things? But they'll find one thing that they don't like about Avallach, and they hone in on it. And they're just constant, try to needle me about it. And then I'll point out, at some point along the line, and I don't contact them directly. I never contact anybody directly. So if you've ever contacted me private message, I never respond in a private message. I respond by writing an article. I put your question at the start of the article, and I write my response. That is how I respond. And responses are always public, so everybody can read them, along with the stupidity of your question.
What's that got to do with it?
And they'll reach a point where they'll be saying, but this and that and this and that, and then they'll point out something about, well, Geralt. And that's when you see me respond. I'll write an article and I'll point out, yes, Avallach did this minor little insignificant thing that nobody in real life, normal, anything would pay any attention to. But then you have Geralt, who you are worshipping because he is so great. Oh, let's count how many times he raped people using oxy because, hey, this woman decided, no, I don't want to have sex with you. And Geralt said, well, you can't say no to me. I'm going to oxy you. Now I'm going to rape you.
It's time.
One of the things people like to point out is, oh, Avallach raped everybody. No, he didn't. Avallach is a virgin. It's rather difficult to be a rapist if you are a virgin. You rape somebody, you lose your virginity. So, virgin, number one. Not a rapist. You can't have both at the same time. Also, there's the issue of, hey, eunuch. A little bit difficult to rape somebody when you're a eunuch, therefore you don't have the genitalia required to rape somebody with. So they'll point out all these things about, well, rape, that I'm like, yeah, I've not never raped anybody. Lots of issues like, he can't. He's got a religion that wouldn't let him, and he's kind of missing the parts required to do it anyways. Also, asexual, bordering on gay. You read the novels. Very, very first scene with Avallach, the scene that introduces him. First words out of his mouth, very first sentence. Literally, the first word out of his mouth. Sex. Geralt's like, what? Geralt comes in to talk to this elf. And elf looks at him and says, sex. Geralt's, what? He has this massive rant about how sex is evil, sex is horrible, why would anybody want to have sex? Sex is dull, sex is boring. He goes on this list of all the reasons he doesn't like sex. He can't understand humans because humans want to have sex with everything, and he can't see a reason why. he says sex lacks any type of excitement or fascination, and he doesn't understand why humans think it is. I have both of those things. You get this massive, it goes on for 7 pages. He is standing there saying this for 7 pages in great detail. Huge amounts of great detail. Huge amounts of great detail of all the reasons why sex is horrible and awful, and nobody in their right mind would want anything to do with it. It's all yicky and yucky and awful. And then series ovaries.
Everywhere.
That same conversation.
Everywhere.
You haven't yet found out who you're talking to, either. He goes on and on and on for 7 pages about how much he can't stand sex, how much he loves series ripe ovaries, but he can't stand sex, and he can't stop talking about series ripe ovaries, before it reaches a point of Geralt saying, so who are you? Oh, I'm Avallach. People end up hating him long before they find out it's Avallach they're hating. Just because it's so much series ripe ovaries. Giddy with delight. He is so damn emotionless in the game. Can you imagine him giddy with delight, shrieking for joy, and waving a gnawed bone around to ram up Geralt's rectum? Because that's what he's doing in that scene. While prancing around in his underwear and showing off the fact that he has a dragonfly tattoo on his left ass cheek.
Look at those clouds. Remind you of
Okay. No, we find out all that information long before we find out hey, this is Avallach. Weird descriptions of this character, very detailed descriptions of this character, don't match anything like the game. Not at all. Absolutely insane. It's not possible, though, to get through that scene without finding out this guy's a virgin, he's a eunuch, and he's asexual. And seems to be having issues with Geralt. But then you also get to the next room, and there's a statue of Laura Darren, and Geralt decides, hey, what's that? Why you get this thing? Avallach's also necrophiliac with sex dolls of his wife, who's been dead for 200 years. In her tomb. So then you get another long monologue for now 4 pages of, oh yes, this is a statue of Laura Darren. Here's what I do with it. Did we want to know what you did with it? I don't think we did. I really don't.
What's
I think
this?
anybody wanted to know what you did with that statue. And that same scene has Geralt sitting there. Hey, this is a graveyard. I wonder if I can dig up. I bet if I dig up that one over there, that looks wealthy. I bet I can get some gold. Avallach's going on and on and on and on and on about humans decimating graves. We don't want humans decimating our graves. Well, Geralt is there digging up graves. In the game, you get multiple scenes where Geralt complains of the fact that grave robbing's wrong, don't do that, that's terrible. And yet in the novels, you get multiple scenes of, oh, I'm not going to listen to you, there's grave over here. And he's digging up this grave.
As I said, this still was to be.
The skeleton has got a gold necklace, it's got a chain, and it's got this big jeweled thing on it. He takes it off, rips the head off of the body to do so, because how else are you going to get this thing off? You can't. Gets it off, rips the head off, carefully puts the head back on. Oh, there's a gold ring. So he breaks the fingers off the corpse, and he's taking the gold ring. That's what Geralt is doing while he's talking to Avallach. The novels are so different from the game. So much.
Avallach.
I saw another loot somewhere. I can't. No, I thought it was right up here. We must not have gone far enough. I could see it from down there, standing down there. That was why it came up here. But then these people that they're all worked up, calling Avallach a rapist. I don't know why. I still don't know why. There's nothing in the novels to indicate rapist anywhere at all, not even close. But they'll be all worked up about it, and they'll be saying that, and contacting me over and over and over again on these weird, obnoxious levels. And then they'll contact their friends, and that's the other weird thing. They'll be, these people will contact me. And then a few days later, somebody else will contact me, and they'll be like, so I'm a friend of this one over here. You know, they contacted you, and they were asking you this question. They said you didn't answer them, so they asked me to ask you this question because you didn't answer them, and and they'll get 4 or 5 people. There'll be 4 or 5 people. They're all, oh, so this friend over here of mine, they were talking to you, they were asking you this question, you didn't answer them, so they asked me, and I'm like, manners. Do these people have no manners? Do these people not even know what manners? Where do manners not exist anymore? People have no manners. And for one thing, they're also asking questions about sex, which so rude to begin with. Why would you contact a total stranger and say, well, I have all these questions about sex?
What's that got to do with anything?
Uh-huh. What the hell? I wonder about the parents of these people. What type of parents raised them? No manners, no morals whatsoever. At all. And when you see stuff like this, a lot of times you would think it's kids. However, annoying me enough, I run background checks on you. A lot of them are people in their 30s. Most of them are not kids. They seem like, when you, the way they act when you contact me, it seems like, oh, this looks like a 10-year-old. No, it'll turn out to be somebody in their 30s, and I'm like, how did you get to be somebody in your 30s and you still act like you're 10 years old? I wonder about these people. What is their mental state? When I first went to college, my original degree focus, I changed degree focus several times, but my original degree focus was abnormal psychology. My goal was to become a psychiatrist. That was my goal. And I went through that degree program right up to the end. I was only missing 5 classes. I have enough. This is the most bizarre thing, too, because I don't feel like I have enough. But I have enough training to go and start a psychology counseling clinic. I qualify for that. A psychiatrist is a little bit more.
You? No.
For a psychiatrist, you have to have the full MD degree. I don't have that. But I went through enough of it to have the psychology to become a psychologist. I said, I don't feel like I would I qualify for that higher than what is the minimum requirement.
Come, let's go.
And I look at how little is required to become a psychologist? Quite a bit more to become a psychiatrist, but how little is to become a psychologist? And I'm like, how are these people counseling people when it's only this little bit of training to become a psychologist? And I've got way more than that training. So I can legally go out and get a license and a permit and all that stuff and become a psychologist. Study people. Because I have that training, even though I never... By the time I got to the end of the degree, I got bored with it. That was the thing. I was just bored with it. I reached a point of realizing, you know what? If I was to set up a clinic and start counseling people, I would be so bored out of my mind dealing with these people. I would be frustrated. I would want to wring so many of their necks. And I came to the conclusion, you know what? Even though I like studying the mind and how it works, I'm not good with people enough. My ability to interact with people on that type of a level, I wouldn't be able to do it. I would not be good at it. I'd be the type of psychologist who,
Have I given you
rather than giving you advice, I would start yelling at you and give you hell and just tell you to, you know what, stop being a damn jackass and change your life around. And so I realized, you know what, I wouldn't be good at psychology. I would not be good at it. It's just because I get too frustrated with people being stupid, retarded idiots. When I know they're not retarded, I know they're not stupid, they're just lazy, and they need to just stop being lazy. I would be too frustrated. And so when these people contact me, and they have these weird things they say, and I'm like, I wish I had my psychology practice so that I could take this person on as a patient and study them and find out what the hell is wrong with them. And then I start pulling out all my college textbooks and stuff from abnormal psychology classes and compare the things they write in their comments and whispers and DMs and private M's and messages and emails. And compare it and look up the symptoms. And yes, if you have ever contacted me, I have made attempts to diagnose what is wrong with you, because I'm fascinated by that.
Don't stare. Help me.
I would love to be Andrei Sapkowski's psychiatrist. If you've ever read the Witcher novels, you can immediately understand why I would want that too. There is so much in the Witcher novels where you're just, how the hell does a sane person write this? No sane person would write this. And then you flip a few more pages and you're like, wow, that's worse than what just happened on this page. Wow. What the hell happened to him to make him come up with these things that he wrote? And then you get a few more pages and you're like, wow, that's even worse. How can it get worse than this? And then a few more pages, you're like, oh my god, it got worse. There is so much. So much in the Witcher novels that I can't stand. I know people are like, it's your favorite novels and you hate so much of it. I do. I hate a lot of the stuff that's in the Witcher novels. But that's a large part of why I like the Witcher novels, because every few pages I'm just constantly asking, why did you write this? What is wrong with you? And it's not so much that I like the Witcher novels as much as it is I'm fascinated by them. I'm fascinated by what type of a mind could come up with this. Some of the stuff in the Witcher novels, it is so damn messed up. And A lot of it makes me wonder, why is Andrei Sapkowski in prison? It's pretty messed up. The stuff in the Witcher novels is very, very messed up on huge levels. Bad, illegal, huge levels. His constant lust glorification of child porn. It's like,
As soon as I'd left you in the end on the island,
ooh, you got some serious pedophile issues there. That's really bad. But then I wonder about the people who contact me, because the same thing. And they start glorifying Geralt or Ciri, both of whom are rapists and murderers. A common question, they'll be like, how can you like Avallach? He's a rapist. He's not a rapist. Virgin, asexual, eunuch. And then they'll be, well, how can you like Avallach? He's a murderer. He was rumored to be a murderer. It was not proven. And we were told in narration many times the fact that animals and monsters could smell blood on a person even if you killed somebody a century ago. It stayed with you. The aura of the blood couldn't be washed off. So if you ever at any point in your life killed somebody, animals and monsters would run away from you. And it was rumored that if somebody went their entire life without ever killing somebody, without ever killing a human, without ever killing any elves or dwarves or anything, without ever killing an animal, without ever killing a monster, never killing anything at all, never shedding blood at all, no monster would fear them, no animal would fear them, and monsters and animals would protect them. It's something that they tell you multiple times throughout the Witcher novels, and it's something that Geralt laughs at when he hears about this, because he said it's not possible for there to exist someone so innocent that they have never caused blood to be shed. It's not possible. And then he meets Avallach, and what does he see? Miles of monsters, hordes of tens of thousands of monsters all around him, guarding him, protecting him, not scared of him, and animals. That's why we have all the animals and monsters traveling with him. And Geralt's amazed by this, and the fact that, wow, this is somebody who has never killed anybody. He has never shed blood of anything. No animal, no monster, no person, ever. We are later told by a character who is later proven to be quite evil and manipulative that Avallach's a killer. He points out, Avallach's been killing thousands of people, and there's never any evidence to back it up. But this, I can't pronounce his name. It begins with I-X. Then Ciri can't pronounce his name either. She calls him Starry Eyes. It's Lucifer. Starry Eyes, yes, Starry Eyes from the Bible, Lucifer. Turns out to be this great deceiver, and he wasn't good. Ciri thinks he's good, and you find out later he wasn't good. He's quite evil. He's the one who kept trying to tell Ciri that Avallach was a murderer. So again, people contacting me and saying, well, Avallach's a murderer, how can you like him? He wasn't a murderer. And that's proven by the fact that all the monsters and animals were not scared of him. He possessed the ability for them to gather around him and protect him if anybody tried to hurt him.
Avallach speaks the truth. I asked him to help me open the tower, because I aim to enter it.
I don't know where. We've got a monster attacking us somewhere, and I can't find it. I think it must be under the ground. There you are. If you were underground, we just popped you out, right? There's still more? They're still glowing. Is it down there? They're aiming down there. What are we... Oh, it's over there. I see it. You have your crossbow. You do have your crossbow.
I'd rather not loiter in the
Remember if we
street.
had that activated or not. Got you. And I saw two of you. Ow. We aim too close to ourselves. There you are. Oh, there's three? Do I see three? I might have to stop soon and go eat. I am getting very hungry. How have we been going? 2 hours and 46 minutes. Yeah, I hadn't eaten yet. I just got up and I was like, I feel like playing the game. I'm awake to play the game. I'm hurting too much to lay down. So I have to sit up. And usually the last few weeks and months I've been hurting too much to sit up. I have to lay down. Today it's the other way around. I'm hurting too much to lay down. Music stopped. Your arm's not glowing anymore. We hit the last one? Must have hit the last one. Now we gotta go down there and pick up loot. We do live on house. Quite a distance from my person. I wasn't intending to come this far. I was just trying to get all the monsters dead to get the combat music to turn off. Siri's blinking. Anyways, back to what I was saying. Would these people contact me? Poor Siri is their favorite thing to say. Which is bizarre. But we did find the source of it. We don't know. Also, the source of it died earlier this week, so our primary troll who's been attacking my Twitch channel died.
Yet I do believe girls will keep us with hopes.
They died of a massive heart attack. So we can possibly stream more regular without troll attacks. Maybe even turn chat back on. It was one of the biggest trolls that was attacking my channel. I was quite surprised. I had no idea he died. Ben saw it and he's like, "Do you know this person?" I saw it in a news report. He's like, "Do you know this person? I've heard you mention his name." And I'm like, "Yeah, I know that person." He said they died. He said, look, this article, they died, they had a heart attack. And I'm like, wow. Well, somebody that high strung, that was constantly, and I wasn't the only channel they were attacking and trolling all the time. They were doing it a lot to everybody. I'm like,
Damn it.
yeah, I can see why they could have died from a heart attack. I mean, they were wild with their crazy really hyper trolling. They were working themselves up into a frenzy at the trolling stuff they were doing. So I'm not surprised they worked themselves up into a heart attack. I'm not surprised by that at all. But these people will contact me. And they'll always do this poor Siri thing. They'll be like, poor Siri. Avallach did this and this and this and this and this. And he didn't do any of those things. You guys, I don't know where you're getting that from. He did none of those things. They'll be like, but he did this. And I'm like, no, Vilgefortz did that. And they'll be like, but he did this. No, Leo did that. And usually it's Vilgefortz and Leo. But somebody accuses Avallach of doing something to Siri. It's almost always something Vilgefortz or Leo did, not something Avallach did. Or Oberon. They'll be like, but he did this. And I'm like, no, that was King Oberon did that, not Avallach. But he did this. No, that one was Aerodin. Aerodin did that, not Avallach. Avallach didn't do much in the novels. He really didn't. He was lazy. He just sat there and didn't do anything. He had his servants waiting on him hand in foot. He didn't do anything. He was too lazy to do anything. He was a very lazy character. But then they'll start glorifying Ciri. They'll be, but Ciri's a goddess, and Ciri this, and Ciri that. And they'll do the same thing with Geralt. They get these massive long emails from people. They just go on and on and on and on and on and on, and they get so worked up and they don't stop. And they'll be like, practically worshipping Geralt and Ciri. And they go into this whole, like, Geralt's this great hero and he's never done anything wrong, and Ciri's just this, can't stop kissing her ass because she's never done anything wrong. And I'm like, you're accusing Avallach of murder. He's never been proven to kill anybody, and yet every planet in the galaxy wants to kill Ciri because Ciri's running around like a madman when she's 7 years old, mass murdering everybody. 7 years old. Everybody's always, why is everybody after Ciri? Oh, I don't know. Maybe she's like Rosemary's Baby and can't come to killing everybody because she's got a bloodlust. Likes killing everybody? There you are. Oh, you died. You should have been close enough to you die. You the last one? Yeah, you were the last one. Ciri is also a rapist. That's another thing. Alright. Then the people will respond. They'll be like, why are you hating on Ciri and Geralt? And I'm like, I'm not hating on Ciri and Geralt. I'm just answering your comments, your emails. You accused Avallach of being a rapist while glorifying Ciri. Avallach never raped anybody. Ciri's got a long list of people she's raped, including Avallach. And then you accuse Avallach of being a murderer while glorifying the glories that are Ciri, and Avallach's never murdered anybody. Ciri's murdered thousands. Mostly children. And pregnant women, because Ciri in novels hates children and pregnant women. Page 159 of Lady of the Lake. 20 pages before page 179. Page 159 of Lady of the Lake. Ciri goes into a monologue and has a rant about how her top priority, number one goal in life, is to rid the world of parasites. She then goes on to explain what parasites are. Parasites are babies, infants, children. She must kill. Her primary goal in life is to kill every last child every last baby, every last toddler, and hunt down every last pregnant woman and stab her in the belly to free her from the parasites that men put in her. That is Ciri's top, primary, number one goal in her existence. To kill every pregnant woman, to kill every child, to kill every toddler, to kill every baby, to kill every fetus. And she brags about that. And she carries out a hell of a lot of that before anybody stops her. So these people who supposedly have read the novels and are glorified, oh, Ciri's this great, wonderful thing. She's the greatest thing since Jesus. While selling me Avallach's a murderer, Avallach never killed anybody. Ciri has a bloodlust to kill children. She's not just killing, she's not going out and killing, like, criminals. No, she's killing children, innocents. She's really horrible in the novels. She's not a good person. And then they'll be like, well, you just hate Ciri. No, I don't hate Ciri. I'm pointing out that you are kissing Ciri's ass and telling me that she's just like Jesus while accusing Avallach of murder when he never murdered anybody, and Ciri has murdered a lot of people. Mostly children. And they do the same thing. Geralt. I'll be like, Geralt is probably the evilest piece of shit to ever walk the face of the Witcher universe. And the story even tells you that. I mean, the story comes right out and tells you, yeah, this guy's evil. He's evil. Everybody wants him dead because he's a villain. He's running around killing everybody. All he cares about is money. He doesn't give a shit about anybody. You pay him enough money, he'll do anything. He's an assassin for hire. That's what this guy is. He mostly kills monsters because, yeah, that's what monster hunters, witchers do. But you know what? Almost all the monsters in the universe are dead. There aren't many monsters left, so now he's killing people for hire. There's almost no monsters in the novels. Very few monsters. You don't encounter monsters much. The game makes it look like, oh, there's monsters in every street corner. No, you can go decades between seeing a monster. They are very, very rare in the novels. Other people would be like, oh, well, you hate Geralt. No, I don't hate Geralt. I'm pointing out that you are a hypocrite for telling me that I should hate Avallach for being a murderer when Avallach is not a murderer, and you at the same time are glorifying Geralt as being the greatest hero ever, when Geralt, even in the novels, you are told outright that he's a villain. You're told he's not a hero. It says that. And he's murdering people because all he cares about is money. Avallach doesn't have any money, so he couldn't give Geralt any money to get him to rescue Ciri. There is a point in the novels where Ciri is being tortured. She's been kidnapped, she's in a cage, she's being tortured. Avallach wants help to rescue Ciri, and he goes to Geralt and he asks Geralt, Ciri is being tortured, look at what's happening to her. He has a magic mirror. Avallach has a magic mirror because he's Master Mirror. Conjuradin doesn't exist in the novels. In the novels, Avallach is Master Mirror. He has a magic mirror and he's showing Geralt, this is what's happening. So it's just like a TV screen. Geralt is watching Ciri be tortured. And all Geralt cares about is money, and Avallach doesn't have any money, so he can't pay Geralt to go rescue Ciri. And Geralt does this whole, well, she's just a whiny, annoying bitch, a little cunt, I ain't gonna go rescue her. Geralt is so damn mean to Ciri in the novels. He doesn't give a shit about Ciri in the novels. He hates her. He comes out and says it many times. And he leaves. He goes off. He's like, you know what? I want to fuck whores with Dandelion. Dandelion knows where the best brothels are. I'm going to go get Dandelion, and I'm going to go get Regis, because I want to get drunk, and I want to fuck whores, and Regis knows how to make the best whiskey. And Dandelion knows how to find the best horse. I am going to do that. You want to rescue Ciri? You go do it yourself. You don't get any money to pay me. I don't care. She's just a whiny, annoying cunt bitch. I'm going to go off and fuck whores with Dandelion and Regis. That's Geralt in the novels. Oh, what's the side effect of that? Well, the side effect of that is, well, you don't give a shit about her. You're not her protector anymore. I'm going to protect her, and the next thing we know, Avallach has kidnapped Ciri. He was trying to help Geralt to go get Ciri, and he would not have taken Ciri had Geralt not done his whole whiny, annoying cunt bitch, let me go fuck whores with Dandelion Regis thing. That's the whole reason Avallach ended up taking Ciri, because he's like, you know what, you don't give a shit about her, I don't trust you with her anymore, I'm gonna keep her. You aren't gonna protect her, I'll protect her. Now nobody can get near her. That was how she ended up with Avallach.
Craves the pleasures of the flesh, wine and sex. The crone's indulging, flatters and...
I don't know where the daddy-daughter relationship in the game came from, because that certainly was not in the novels. Geralt did not give a shit about Ciri. He hated her in the novels. He absolutely hated her on so many levels that he couldn't stand her.
Not good.
Which is why it's so messed up when these people contact me. As they contact me claiming that they've read the novels. They claim they've read the novels. And they go on and on and on about, oh, well, Avallach's so mean. Avallach, he was mean. Yes, he was a very mean person. That is true. He wasn't a murderer, and he wasn't a rapist. He wasn't a pedophile. He was none of those things. Ciri is his granddaughter. That's another thing. They get into this whole thing, well, oh, he was a pedophile, so look what he was treating Ciri. No, he's not. Yes, Ciri was 12 years old when she was living with him, but guess what? He's also her grandfather. She was the one he was protecting because she was the last family he had left. Everybody else wanted her for her elder blood. He didn't care. He had elder blood. He wasn't after her for her elder blood. He was protecting her from the people who were after her blood. He was a full-blooded elder blood. He had no need for anything to do with her elder blood at all. People get mad. Well, she was sleeping in bed with him. Yes, she was. Just like a lot of 12-year-old children do with their grandparents. That's not uncommon. It is not uncommon for a child to be scared of a thunderstorm and jump into bed with whoever happens to be around. Their parents, their grandparents, that's what children do. That doesn't make the adult a pedophile. There was nothing sexual happening between Avallach and Ciri.
It's an old love letter. Ancient.
Goats. A pack of goats here. These people who claim to have read the novels, they know all that stuff if they've read the novels. And they make it so obvious that they haven't read the novels when they're like, oh, well, Avallach did this, and Avallach did that. And like, he didn't. He didn't do any of these things you're accusing him of. And then they're like, well, Ciri's the greatest thing. She is so sweet. She is so kind. She is so loving. Sweet, kind, and loving are not things that are part of Ciri. Not at all. She hates everything. She wants to kill everything. She is a monster. If you've read the novels, you know that. And then they try to say, well, Geralt's his hero. He's so great. He's so wonderful. He's not a hero. And again, if you've read the novels, you know that. Geralt and Ciri are both villains. The novels are told from the perspective of a villain. Ciri goes on to become the Lady of the Lake, the most evil sorceress of any folklore. Lady of the Lake is not a good person. She took out Mab. If you know the King Arthur stories, you know what type of a jackass the Lady of the Lake is. She is not somebody who is good on any level at all. She's vicious, she's evil. She's the total embodiment of Satan. That's how she was designed. She is literally designed to be Satan. That's why she was with the Fisher King. The Fisher King, the Fisher of Man, Jesus himself. 12 Knights of the Round Table, 12 disciples. the evil temptress Satan who comes into the desert and tempts Jesus, the Lady of the Lake. It's a retelling of the Bible story of Jesus and the 12 disciples and the whole temptation of Christ. That's what the story of the Fisher King and the Lady of the Lake is. It was written in the 1130s. Avallach is the Fisher King, Ciri is the Lady of the Lake. They were brought into the Witcher novels from a long-established folklore. There's no story in the King Arthur series to tell you how the Lady of the Lake became the Lady of the Lake. What happened to her in her childhood? What type of a childhood caused this woman to become the most evil thing to walk the face of the earth? That's what the Witcher novels are. Andrzej Sapkowski, that was one of his favorite novels. He liked the story of the Lady of the Lake and the Fisher King. And he wrote the Witcher novels to answer the question. What type of a childhood did this woman go through to become this evil villain? What happened to her? What evil shit happened to her to make her this evil as an adult? The Witcher novels tells you the story of this child, this horrible evil child that had this horrible evil life and went on to become the most evil sorceress of all time, the Lady of the Lake.
And I remember what the Red Riders did at Camelot.
There is no point where you see Ciri good, kind, or loving. She is evil right from the day she's born. It's a very much a Rosemary's Baby story where this is somebody who was born demonic. So when these people try to tell me, oh, Ciri is so sweet, so kind, so loving, so good, and I'm like, clearly you never read the novels. Because there's nothing good, nothing sweet, nothing kind, nothing loving about her ever at any point in the novels. There never is. And the same with Geralt. And then people say, oh, well, you just hate Ciri. You just hate Geralt. No. I like Ciri and Geralt quite a lot. I hate your stupidity when you're trying to tell me these characters are good when they're not. I can like somebody that is evil. You go into this translation of, oh, well, you said she's evil, therefore you hate her. No. That's your mind saying, well, if somebody's evil, I must hate them. And I like a hell of a lot of villains. I mean, you look at the characters I like. Shamaru is a villain. Naraka is a villain. Jafar is a villain. Mad Madam Mim is a villain. Why can't I reach you? There you go. Scrooge McDuck started out as a villain and over the years wasn't one anymore. Negaduck is a villain. Sweeney Todd is a villain. There are people who try to say that Willy Wonka is not a villain. And no secret that every character I like is a villain.
Ciri.
No, not Ciri.
Ciri.
You're supposed to be picking up moss.
Can you hear me?
Where are my clothes? Come.
Guess we have to touch
Just
Ciri.
stand there. I want a hug.
That's what we're doing right now, I guess.
Come.
Such an annoyingly law-friendly
Talk
thing.
later.
There is never a scene where Avallach doesn't have his hands on Ciri. Except for the one scene where Ciri's way on the side of the mountain. He's up here on the other side of the mountain. And Ciri's sitting there watching his fingers while he's talking to her and he's touching everything. She's too far away, he can't reach her, so he's touching everything else.
Where are you
Siri has a hand fetish, so every time she is talking to any character, she is going to tell you where their hands are. She compares everybody's hands to everybody else. Oh, your hands. You got nice hands. You got gentle hands. You got rough hands. You got horrible hands. Every other word has Siri's mouth has something to do with somebody's hands. She has got a major hand fetish. Siri likes Missile because Missile has gentle hands, and then later Siri meets Avallach 2 days after Missile dies, and Siri likes Avallach because Avallach has gentle hands just like Missile. Avallach's hands are exactly like Missile, and we get to find so many descriptions of Avallach's gentle hands. That there's Aberrod, and Aberrod's hands look like Missile's hands, but then his hands are rough and they're nothing like Missile's. We don't like that. We have to go run and scream at Avallach because Aberrod won't give me an orgasm. What? Okay, now we know why Siri likes hands. Siri's weird. On so many levels. Why was she weird? I can hear. Yeah. But it wasn't a wraith. Wraith's not what I heard. What? What am I hearing? Ah! That's what I heard. Yep. Okay. That's it. The Admirer's here. I couldn't remember what that sound went with. What monster made that sound? It was the Admirer. She always attacks in threes. Oh, somebody remade the random encounters mod. Yes, I knew. I just said that. She always attacks in threes, pulling us under the ground. What are you doing? Are you tired? Oh, you're tired. I wasn't watching your health. He just all of a sudden he's having trouble. His spellcasting's having issues. If he gets too tired, he can't cast spells as quickly anymore. His aim gets bad. He's not casting as quickly, he's not casting as good, and he's not casting as powerful. That just all of a sudden triggered it's because his fatigue went up over 50%. That doesn't function exactly the way I wanted it. I have to work on it some more. It's okay, but it messes up. So we need to meditate. We don't have a safe place where we can meditate right now. Oh, and it's midnight. Midnight when the monster attacks so much. Let's go. Is that a horse over there? I can't tell what I'm seeing. Did we bring our horse down? We didn't bring our horse down here, did we? No, we didn't. That place of power making that sound? I'm hearing a sound in the background. That's what I stopped talking because I was trying to listen. What am I hearing? Do I have a lot that's changing the sound of the place of power?
Place of power. It's gotta be.
Why'd you do that? Yes, it's the place of power, because it's getting louder.
You? No. Me?
I do have several sound changing mods on the game. I don't remember noticing one that changed the sound of the place of power though. No, that is definitely changed. I don't know, we don't use place of power very often. What do we got active right now? Do we have anything active? Earn. Okay. We have Earn enhanced right now. We're gonna use some Earn. We should been using Ard. We should find an Ard place of power. Shouldn't we? Can we go meditate on this boat? I know. By the end of this stream, I will have 10 or 12 messages from people bitched off and mad. You can meditate anywhere! I know I can. This is my 11th playthrough. Last one? Okay. Alright. Before something attacks us again. He is starting to have some serious trouble casting his eyes, so we need him to meditate. I want to know who locked this door. This is the ship. When you first come to Skellige and you have that hole where the pirates attack, you fight the pirates, the ship crashes, and you fall off, and you're unconscious on the beach and all that stuff. This is that ship. And in the cutscene, very clearly, you're in bed asleep, right over here, inside this room here. And you leap out of bed, you grab your sword, you rush to the door, you open the door flings open back across here. And then you fight all the pirates and stuff, and then the boat crashes, and you wake up over here, and the guy's trying to loot your body because he thinks you're dead. And then you can come back here, you can loot all this stuff, and you find the door locked. Who took the time to come up here and lock this door? Alright. Why? Oh, it's the Admirer again. And all of you. Okay, now we're covered in blood. Okay, let's. Oh, we're right at midnight. It is awful trying to do things like anything. You go up on the top here. Go up on the top here and meditate. You pretend you're inside meditating in your cabin.
But I won't allow.
Oh, we got a monster nest.
Far
Look,
too
there's a
late.
monster nest up here. We should meditate at a monster nest. Actually, Avallach would meditate at a monster nest, wouldn't you? That's sort of friendly. Meditate at a monster nest. That's cool, though. Why are you over there? Oh, we leveled up. We're at 59%. 4 hours should do that? Yes. Okay, but now you're going to die of thirst. You drink. it's glitching out. Looks like it turned off half your face. Alright. Anything over here, Luba? Yes, stuffed loot. Let's loot stuff over here. Hey, we can see Avallac'h. Well, that's definitely new. We've never been able to see Avallac'h from here before. I didn't realize we were that close to it. Ah, you fell off. I was trying to loot that box. There's Avallac'h. We could just swim to Avallac'h. We were on our way to get harpy eggs, so... Where were those harpies? They were back up there. Boy, did we get sidetracked? We get so sidetracked, don't we? I don't know if it's possible. It must be possible. It seems like anything should be possible if you spend enough time writing the code for it. I was wondering if it was possible to make it so when we start looting stuff, that the travel companions, like Siri and the girls that are with us, would loot stuff with us. So it wouldn't take as long to loot all this stuff.
Place of power.
Like, when we picked up one, they go around and pick up one. That's a thing that can happen in Don't Starve. In Don't Starve. If you collect up mushrooms and monster meat, and then you cook the mushrooms and monster meat, you can do it if you don't cook them as well, but it takes longer. You have to keep giving them more and giving them more and giving them more. And if you don't cook the monster meat, it takes giving them 3 monster meat. And if you don't cook the mushroom, it takes giving them 5 mushrooms. Whereas if you cook the monster meat, you only have to give them 1. And if you cook the mushrooms, you only have to give them 1. But you can collect mushrooms and monster meat, cook it, and then go find the pigs. These little sentient pigs that live in their houses. They're like were-pigs. People pigs. They're part people, part pigs. It's a monster that exists in the Don't Starve universe. Like Miss Piggy. That type of just like Miss Piggy, sentient pig person. And normally they're hostile. They'll run away from you. They see you, they run away. But if you start, like you try to talk to them or something, they get upset and they'll attack you. So, normally they're kind of peaceful. They stay away, but they're hostile if you try to talk to them. They don't want anything to do with you. They don't like people. But you can give them gifts. If you find one, you give them gifts. Or if you find 4 or 5 of them, and you go and you give. You give a gift, give a gift, give a gift, all these different, and they'll start following you. They'll become travel companions. And when you go and start picking stuff and looting stuff and cutting down trees and stuff, they help you. So you collect up monster meat or mushrooms, and you cook it, you grill it, and you give it to these pigs. Now you have 4 or 5 pigs traveling with you. And then you pull out your axe and you chop the tree once, and all of a sudden they're like, me help, you friend. That's the way they talk. They say, me help, you friend. And they start running around. They'll chop down all these trees. You only have to hit a tree once. Usually it takes 4 chops to chop down a tree. You hit the tree once, and you don't have to hit the tree again, so you save your axe, because the axe wears out. And they run around and they chop down all these trees for you. Now you can just pick up stuff. And the same thing with you could do your mining. You go and dig up for rocks. You just hit the rock once. You pull out your pickaxe, you hit the rock once, and all of a sudden all the pigs run around and they start chopping up the rocks for you. If a monster attacks you, they'll go over and protect you to attack the monster. I saw students talk. So we've got the travel companions here in this game. That was so hard to do too, getting them to fight. They now fight. These girls that are traveling with us, they fight and protect us. Those girls are not in the game. That's what I made to add them to the game. So they're not normally in the game. Not a character exists in the game at all. But I was thinking, we were able to make it so that they travel with us. And we allowed them to fight. And for the longest time I couldn't figure out how to get them to fight. But now we got them fighting with us. They protect us. What are you doing up there? There's a necker floating up there. So we got them traveling with us. We got them fighting with us. Oh, there's one stuck up there. It seems like you're a wild hunt. Oh, you're the one from way back. When the music wouldn't turn off and we couldn't figure out where that one was. We just found him. Oh, a close up of the Frozen. We don't usually see that close up. Okay. We hit one of you because we're looting one of you right now, but there is another one. I didn't see the other one. I can hear him. There you are. Oh, you're right in front of me. Okay. We can loot it. I think the other ones, they're fighting their neckers, right? Because there was neckers attacking as well. Race? Bandits? Bandits? Huh? Yeah, we had bandits attacking us as well. And still an Ecker stuck up there. We're gonna have to get him with a crossbow, I think.
That is precisely one of the reasons why girls are out more as you. Your senseless brutality.
Senseless brutality, yeah? Barbaric savagery. Can we reach you from here? You're too far away. Pull out your... What are you doing? Stop it. Just it. What are you doing? Stop. No. Okay. I guess we're too far away. You can't pull it out at aim. Try it again. There we go. Yeah, we were too far away. Did we hit it? We hit it, now it's gonna lay up there. There it goes. Okay. Delayed death? What was that one? I'm gonna have to stop soon. I'm starting to hurt a lot. It's my leg that is, my knee is cramping up. I don't know why. Where'd we leave our horse? Back to our horse, I say. Stop. Look at this nice tall. I love this tall grass. I forget that the grass, this is not the vanilla grass, and then I'll watch somebody else playing the game, I'll watch somebody else streaming the game, and I'm like, oh my god, look at that grass. I forget what the vanilla grass looks like. The vanilla graphics are so different than what are in my game. And I'm so used to seeing the graphics as I've got them now. And then I'll watch somebody streaming the game and I'm like, wow, I forgot how bad the graphics are in the vanilla game. And it's like, the graphics in the vanilla game are not bad. They're really good. They look old. This game looks so old now when you compare it to the new games coming out. If you've never played games like Red Dead Redemption 2 and Last of Us 2, Detroit, what's the other one? I can't remember the name of it. Oh, I completely cannot remember the name of it. The one where you play that like a mailman in the future. You got the little, your life support system is this little fetus baby thing you have to carry around with you. But why are you casting Erden? What? Why? No, cast Erden. It's got that guy, Daryl from Walking Dead. He's the voice actor, and they made it look like him. When you watch games like that, when you play games like that, you can see how old the graphics in this game looks. If you play older games, like you play games from the 90s, and then you play this, and it's like night and day, you can see how very, very advanced and good the graphics are in this game. But then you play this game, and then go from this game to play something like Detroit or Last of Us 2. And then you're like, wow, those graphics are so much better, and wow, does The Witcher 3 look old when you compare it to those games. So if you never play those games with the better graphics, you don't realize how really old the graphics in this game are starting to look now. And then I've updated so many of the graphics that they no longer look like the original game. And then I watch people play at the original game and they don't have all these mods like I've got. And it's like, wow, I forget what the graphics are like in the vanilla game. I forget, this is what the grass looked like. And that's why I changed it, because I wanted it to look better than that. This is what the mountains used to look like, and that's why I changed them, because I wanted them to look better. I don't know if I could ever play this game again without mods. We've played this game modded for so long. And you know what? We got a merchant right over here with a little camp. We're gonna go back there and stop and save there. I need to move my legs, so I'm gonna get up and go cook and go eat. And I don't know, I might come back on later today, but again, we have no internet right now. The internet is down because there was a hurricane, even though the hurricane is like 7 states away from us. It's not up here. Somehow the internet's down all over the state because the hurricane did something. Hurricane 7 states away did something to our internet here. Oh. Alright, we're gonna stop and stay here in your tent. That's what we're gonna do. No, we already did that. We're gonna sleep in your bed. That's what we're gonna do. So stop here. Alright. I'm going to... I know the last one I did, because it's pre-recorded again. The last one I did was also pre-recorded. I don't know when I'll be uploading this because there's no internet right now, so I can't upload it. So maybe a few days before it gets uploaded. But the last stream I did, I was like, I'm feeling better today. Maybe I can go back to streaming. And then we did, what, 3 hours and 14 minutes, I think it was. And it was the next day, I couldn't get out of bed. And then it was like a week later, I got up and tried to stream again. And I was like, it took so so much effort to get out of bed, I couldn't do it. And now it's been like, what, 3 weeks? Has it been 3 weeks? It's been longer than that? I don't know. 4 weeks? Can't remember how long ago that one was. It's been a few weeks. I was like, because I was feeling better, I was like, maybe we can go back to streaming. It took so much out of me. Just 1 3-hour stream exhausted me to the point I couldn't do anything for a couple more weeks. And I was like, this is ridiculous. I wish we had a better medical system around here. Maine is our medical system. There's no doctors up here. There's a massive shortage of doctors. You go to a doctor's office and you're like, oh no, that doctor that you've been seeing, yeah, they moved. There wasn't enough demand for doctors up here, so they left the state. Wasn't enough demand for doctors up here, so they went somewhere else. You were the only doctor within 3-hour drive of here. Now who do I go to? And they're like, well, we'll let you know when another doctor moves into the area and we have a new doctor in our office again. 2 years. It was 2 years before the next time they contacted me. Hey, we got a new doctor now. There's a doctor in Maine again. Hey, yippee! That's half the problem I have, is the fact that there's no doctors here. We're in an area that is the Hicks from the sticks. That's what people call us. People come into the state, they're like, oh, all the Hicks and the sticks. Maine's all Hicks and the sticks. So, half the problem I'm having is the fact that we'll go in and they'll be, well, we're going to do this test and this test and this test and this test, and you go back to get your test results and, oh, I'm sorry, your doctor has moved. They're out in Colorado now or something. These test results all came back negative. This one's inconclusive. That one we don't know how to read it because, the doctor ain't here anymore. I don't know why they took that one because, the doctor ain't here anymore. We'll let you know when we have another doctor in our office. And then 2 years later, hey, we've got another doctor in our office. You get there and they're like, oh, well, I see that the doctor did the test for this. Well, I don't know why they did the test for this because they didn't write it down. They just left. But I'm going to do these tests instead. And the last doctor I had, she was here 4 weeks. 4 weeks before she decided, you know what, there's not enough demand for doctors here in Maine. I can't make enough money, and she left. 4 weeks. She was here in Maine 4 weeks. Did I click save? I don't know. Yeah, it says I did. I can see it. It says I did. I'll save again. Whatever. Hey, it says the internet's reconnected. Couldn't see that well. Yeah, was okay. Oh, maybe I can upload this right now then. I don't know. The internet hasn't been staying on good for... Did I double click that? I didn't intend to double click that. No. It opened the game right back up immediately. No. Close the game. We're done. All done. My mod who likes to say, Avallach wants you. Would say that was what happened. Avallach, just where you leave. Look, he's trying to get back on. Oh, he's funny. He is, I think, the oldest mod I have. He's in his 60s, I think. He's somebody I actually modded because I wanted him as a mod. A lot of people who are mods on my channel, it's because I set my channel to emote only because we had so much issues with the trolls. It was just, we couldn't use chat anymore. So if I made people a mod, they were able to continue to use chat, even though nobody else can. So I made all my regulars who were not trolls and not toxic. I made them all mods. So I have 78 mods on my channel. So all of them are able to talk to each other, even though everybody else can only use the emotes, can't use chat. But he was one who was a mod before that happened. He was one of my original mods. This has been 3 hours and 40 minutes. Oh, almost 4 hours. That would explain why I'm hurting so much. Yeah, I can't sit up that long. I'm gonna go eat and then I'm gonna go back to bed because toilet attendant would be up right now anyway, so I wasn't bad. So I don't know when I'm gonna be going back to regular streams either, because it's, my health is just still, who knows. Probably continue to do pre-recorded stuff for a while, just because I don't like doing really short streams, so I don't like starting a stream and then being where I'm so sick and so not sick but pain, hurting so much that I can't guarantee I'm going to be there for a full hour. When I pre-record, I can start recording. If I don't make it to a full hour, I can stop it and I go lay down, and then I can come back later, an hour or so later, a few hours later, maybe a day later, and then I can piece the pieces together so you have one long video, even though it was an hour here and an hour there. So right now, with my health the way it is, I don't want to risk just turning it on and then realizing, yeah, I'm hurting too much, I'm gonna have to stop 10-20 minutes after I start. It's annoying. It's annoying for me as a viewer when I see other streamers do that, even though I realize, yeah, they can't control it, it's not their fault, they're having health issues. So I understand. It's not fun as a viewer to get ready to watch something and then have it stop very quickly after. So I try to not do that myself with my own streams, because even though people tend to watch me because they want to be annoyed for some reason, I don't know. There are more people who watch my streams because they hate Avallach and they want to get pissed off than there are people who actually like watching my streams, which I find bizarre. It is so weird. I can't understand that. I was like, if you don't like something, why do you watch it? They get frustrated and annoyed and mad, and then they contact me, and I'm like, why? If it upsets you that much, stresses you out that much, annoys you that much, why don't you just go watch something you actually like? Why are you watching something you hate? It is so weird. I couldn't imagine sitting down and watching something I hate, knowing ahead of time that it's something I hate, for the purpose of trying to get myself mad so that I can then go bitch at the person that did it. Why do people do that? I don't get it. That's so weird. It's like the people who know that I'm not going to put Siri in bed with anybody other than Avallach, and then they send me requests of, hey, I want Siri pictures, screenshots of Siri with the sex requests, and then you run Siri through sex requests, and then they're like, why'd you put her in bed with Avallach? Well, who do you expect me to put her in bed with? I wanted Geralt. It's been 4 years since we last had Geralt in my game. Oh, before we did the Avallach playthrough, we did a Regis playthrough, and before that we did a Ghost playthrough. We haven't had Geralt for so long. Oh well. People are strange. So, 3:44 and 24 minutes. 3 hours, 44 minutes and 28 seconds. I'm surprised I made it that long. I don't expect that. I don't know when I'll be back on. I don't know when streams will be live again. or when they will be regular. Still, my health is not at a point where I can guarantee I can stream every day yet, which is frustrating because I would like to stream every day. I like streaming.